Happy Crafternoon! It's Christmas in July with Gina here from Gina K Designs in our Simon Says Stamp studio. We can't wait to make with all of you. And I just saw Gina. Gina's from out of town, and we're in Ohio. And I just saw we have people literally from up the street joining us live. Mary, I saw you're in Westerville. We are basically in Westerville, so we're right around the corner from you. And I saw somebody from Delaware in the chat too. So welcome to everybody who's watching. Gina's like, You're still talking? Yes. So Gina's going to be teaching us a wonderful Christmas in July class. You're all welcome. We're going to be keeping this video on the Simon Says Stamp YouTube channel for, I want to say forever, but nothing is forever. But we're going to leave this live. So if you're crafting along with us, welcome, join. If you're rewatching, you can pause and rewatch at any time. Gina, what would you like to say today?
Well, I'm just so excited to be here. First of all, thank you guys so much for having me. Heidi,
thank you.
Reed, Brian, thank you guys so much for making this all come together. I'm excited to be with all of you today, and I think Christmas in July is always a favorite thing for me to do because as you get closer to the holidays, it gets into crunch time, but having beautiful products to work with in the middle of the summer and getting a jump start on your holiday crafting, that is never overrated. That is just so fun, right?
Yes,
yeah.
I love a jump start. It's a lot less stressful when you hit the holiday season, when you already have a stack of cards or tags or anything already made. So
absolutely.
I'm glad we get to do that today.
Yeah.
So perfect. There I see the monitors coming in and out. If you guys would join us in the chat, we would love to know who in the chat is going to be making along with us live. That's always really fun for us to see. Gina and I were talking about that. We're really lucky we got to spend a couple days together prepping for this class. And one thing we always want to know is who is going to actually be making live. There's no pressure to make live. Sometimes it's fun to watch and then on rewatch make. But if you're making live, we would love to know that because it's just a fun fact, like who actually is playing along with us, right? Gina, is that?
Yes, that's absolutely true. And as you go through the class today, you're going to notice that we're going to be making part of one card right up front, and then we're going to move into our other cards, and then we're going to go back to that first card. And the reason why, maybe you wouldn't do this normally in your craft space, but we want to allow some time for the paste to dry. So we might go a little bit out of order, but if you decide that you like one of these cards and you want to mass produce it, just remember that you can sit down and make it all the way through. You don't have to do it exactly the way that we're going to do it today.
Okay. And before Gina shows the kit, she's going to do a walkthrough of the kit and then she's going to do class. But before she does that, I just want to remind everybody, if you have a kit, awesome. The kits are sold out, but the products that Gina is showing today, most all of the products that she's showing today are still available on the SimonSaysStamp.com website. So if you don't have any of these products and you've watched class and you're inspired, which is what we hope happens, is that this class super inspires and educates all of us, you can still come to Simon Says Stamp and grab the stamp set, grab that paste. There's a really special sparkle paste that Gina's going to be using today. I can't wait for you all to see how she uses it. You can still grab those things. But I will stop talking so that Gina can show the kit because she is the teacher, even though I talk a lot. She has given me permission to go rogue, so any of you who have seen this class before, I'm kind of like the rogue student that does a little bit, gives you some other ideas and how to present some of the things that she's doing. But I will step aside and Gina, you can take the camera.
I will. And you know, I do want to say, I love when you go rogue, but I also love when everybody goes rogue. Yes. You know, because everybody has their own ideas. And I think one of the most fun things for you and I, it happened in the last class, is when you guys decide to do something outside of the box, different than what we do, and then you share your photos on social media. We want to see, you know, your versions of those things. Oh, and there's a hashtag that you can use. That's so cool. SSS. Xmas July GKD, that's going to be fun. So if you do post a picture of anything that you've created, make sure you use that hashtag that you see at the bottom of your screen. Take a screenshot of the screen right now so you remember what it is, or write it down. And then any cards that you make using these products from the kit or your own versions of what you created based on these cards, make sure you use that hashtag so we can find them.
Oh, I hope people are going to make and then post what they make. That's so much fun for all of us. Oh, and I don't want to forget, I keep forgetting, Reed and Brian are here in the studio.
Hey,
Reed
we're
and Brian are
hanging
making this
out.
all happen. So if you're in the chat today, would you please throw Reed and Brian some emojis of love and gratitude? They make sure the light and the sound and all of us are organized. They're going to be answering questions in the chat. We do have people moderating the chat, so if you have a question, feel free to drop it in the chat or in the comments below. And Reed and Brian are a great support system for all of us.
They even decorated the set for Christmas, so I'm feeling even more festive. All right, so shall we start with introducing the kit? So for those of you that already received your kit, you know, maybe you're unboxing right now, but you know what's in it because you've unboxed. But for those of you who didn't get a kit, I just want to show you what's in here because like Heidi said, a lot of these products, most of these products are also available a la carte. The kit has sold out, but you can pick up parts of this that you want. So this kit has this absolutely gorgeous 6x8 stamp set. This is called Christmas Star Flakes, and it's got these 3 huge line art snowflakes that you can use with the coordinating coloring stencils that come in the kit, or you can watercolor them, use colored pencils, use your alcohol markers, do them any way that you want. We're even going to show you an embossing technique that you can do with these today if you're not somebody that loves to color and still create a gorgeous card. And I love these big greetings. You've got season's greetings, snow many kisses, Happy New Year, and Merry Christmas, peace, love, and joy. And then you have a few smaller snowflakes for fill-ins, and you've got this really cool snowy spatter stamp. You guys know I love a good spatter stamp. And to have one that has like little snow images in here and sparkles, you can use this any time of the year because they're not actually snowflakes, they're more like magical stars. So they could be used for anything, but if you love adding that touch of spatter, you can certainly do that and create your own backgrounds. Just so many beautiful things. I want to show you what all of these look like stamped and die cut. Heidi put this together, right? Did you put this together? Or did Brian and Reed put this together? You don't even remember. It was so long ago, right?
I think Amanda might have.
Oh, all right, Amanda, thank you. This is great to have so people can see all the beautiful greetings. And I love the way, like, these greetings, these have like some cutouts in them, just beautifully designed. And then these big, beautiful snowflakes. These are little, like, what would you call these, Brian? What do you think those are? Reed, do you have any idea? They're like winter, like
Winter breeze?
Winter breeze. Yeah, I like that. Winter, like flourishes that you would like see if the snowflakes were like blowing in the breeze. And then of course, yes, it creates movement on your cards. So I love all of the images and I'm glad that we got to see them cut out like this. Okay, so then you also get in your kit this gorgeous 3D embossing folder. I believe this is a 3D, right? Or is this 2D?
3D.
3D, okay. When I used it, it felt like 3D, but you never know. So here we've got this beautiful embossing folder, and this one is called Tessellating Snowflakes, and it is absolutely spectacular. You can do all kinds of fantastic 3D embossing folders techniques with it. Or you can use it on metallic cardstock, which is stunning. And when we get a little further in the kit, you get to see the metallic cardstock that was included in this kit. Then it has a full 6x8 die set in here that cuts out not only the snowflakes, but the little movement images, all of the tiny snowflakes, and every greeting. So you can pop up your images and create lots of beautiful texture. Then you get a clear embossing and watermark ink. This is the Simon Says Stamp Clear Embossing and Watermark ink. We're going to be using this today with the white fine detail embossing powder. Can you believe all of these things came in this kit? It's amazing. And what I love about clear embossing ink is you can use this for other things too, like just doing watermark stamping to create tone-on-tone backgrounds, which will be fantastic for this spatter stamp that we talked about. You could do tone-on-tone with that using just this ink. Then, like Heidi mentioned earlier, we have this beautiful silver sparkle paste, and I love this paste. This paste is kind of in like a clear gel, and what I like about that is when sparkle paste is in gel form like this, there's no opaque paint coloring it, and you get more sparkle with it when it's like this. This is just a beautiful paste. And then I never saw anything like this little tool before. When I got my kit, I was blown away. What is this called, this little tool?
The mini applicator tool, I have to give credit to Tim Holtz for finding that for us.
Oh my
He was
gosh.
using it in some of his collage medium, and I'm like, what is that? It's the perfect paste spreader.
It is. Tim is always brilliant, so I should
keyword
have known that was Tim. Yeah, but this is great, especially when you're doing very small areas like we're going to be doing today with these smaller areas in these open snowflakes. You can really control exactly where your paste is going to go. So both of these things are in the kit, including that cool tool. Then you get 4 beautiful ink cube colors. You get Limelicious, Tropic, Carnation, and Periwinkle. And Heidi and I picked this color palette together because we really wanted to do something that was non-traditional when it comes to Christmas colors, and colors that you can use throughout the rest of the summer and also any time of the year, really. But it's fun once in a while to make Christmas cards that are non-traditional colors. Although I do feel like this Periwinkle and the Tropic are perfect for wintry cards because they've got that coolness about them. Even pink is pretty for winter cards. So you'll see how we use these today. Then you also get a lollipop. Everybody needs a lollipop. Keep your sugar up. I was telling them earlier, if you guys hear any beeping, it's my insulin pump, but I have a lollipop, so I'm gonna be just fine. And then we've got some 1/2-inch foam squares. We're gonna be using these. We'll also grab your scissors and get those in the action today because we'll be trimming these down a little bit so we can also pop up our greetings. But these are great foam squares. These are the Simon Says stamp ones. Of course, you get your little teacher's pet sticker that you can put on your laptop or your water bottle. And then, okay, I don't know how you ever came up with these, but these are absolutely the most spectacular gems I have ever seen in my life. Look at these things. What are these called? I can't turn it over now because I just
Dazzling gems.
Dazzling gems. Wow. These literally look like diamonds when they're on your card. I have never seen anything sparkle as much as these. And you might have looked at these and thought, well, some of them are kind of big for card making. You're going to be using mostly the big ones today because they are so spectacular for the centers of these snowflakes. Then you get this cardstock. You get all the cardstock you need for today's projects. You get a sheet of black cardstock because you know it's not a Gina K card unless it's got a little black. And then you've got 3 sheets of the Simon Says Stamp white cardstock. This feels like it's 100-pound cardstock. It's got a nice, it could be used as a card base, but it's also thin enough that you're going to be able to die cut with no problem. So it's like right in that sweet spot around 100 pounds. Then you have 3 card bases here already scored for you, cut and scored, which is going to make it easy and you don't have to use this for your card bases. And then look at this metallic cardstock. This is Tim's, right?
Yes.
Oh, I love this. Well, like I said, Tim's brilliant. Everything that he comes out with is amazing. But wait until you see this embossed with that 3D embossing folder. It looks spectacular. You're going to love this. And we're going to do all of this together today. So that is everything that's in the kit. This kit is jam-packed. It's got everything that you need. But like Heidi said earlier, most of these products are still available. They did run out of already built kits, but they have some a la carte product available. So if you see anything here today that strikes your fancy, definitely pick it up. Because
this is mine.
Okay, you're the teacher's
Did everybody else get a teacher's pet sticker? We're all wear our teacher's pet stickers.
Put it on. All right, so I want to show you some of the other things that you're going to need today. You're going to need some blending brushes, so make sure you have some blending brushes in your stash. I'm using the Gina K Designs small blending brushes, but any blending brushes will do. You're going to need some glue. I'm going to be using the Connect glue. You can use any glue that you have. You're going to need a powder tool of some sort. This is, maybe you have an embossing magic pad, or I never used this before until I got this class kit, and I absolutely love this. This is the Simon Says Stamp powder tool. This is for embossing. It gets rid of any oils or any debris that might be on your card stack that embossing powder will stick to. And also it's an anti-static powder too, so it really helps with your embossing. And so you're gonna need something like that for whatever you use for heat embossing. Then you're also gonna need a black ink pad, and I'm using the Gina K Designs Black Onyx ink pad. Now, a couple Simon Says stamp tools that I love and we're gonna be using today are their sticky mat. I like this one because it's low tack. If you've got the Gina K Designs one, that is low tack as well. So both of these are available at Simon Says Stamp, and these are just great for holding your projects and your stencils together when you're doing your stenciling. And then I love this tool. This is called Hot Hands. I like this because when I'm doing my heat embossing, I don't have to burn my fingers like I usually do. So this is great. And then we're going to be using a heat tool. We've got the Wagner heat tools here on the set today, and we've got some Simon Says Stamp scissors, and then we have our Pawsitively spectacular, wonderful tool. I don't know what it's called, but that's what I'm calling it. It's pretty close, right?
Yeah, close enough.
And so this way, when I want to lay the embossing tool down when it's hot, I'm not going to burn the work surface. So those are all of the tools. Also a little bit of Easy C tape. This is great. It's low tack tape. You can use this to hold down your images when you're die cutting, or if you need to hold them down on the stencil mat for whatever reason, hold your stencils down. This is a great tape. If you don't have this, you can also use something like Thermoweb's Pixie Tape or the Gina K Designs Masking Magic strips, all available at Simon Says Stamp. All right, so I want to show you the first part of the card that we're going to make together first. So this is actually the card that we're going to make last, but this card, we're going to create the snowflake first because this card has that beautiful sparkle paste in just this area of the snowflakes. So we're going to be creating the snowflake portion of this card, and then we're going to put that away and let it dry while we make our other cards. Then we'll come back at the end and we'll finish this card once our sparkle paste is completely dry. All right? So to begin, we're going to start by cutting up some cardstock. Now, I do want to say, for those of you that are crafting along, we've got people here that are at all different levels. Some of you have been crafting for 30 years, and others are brand new card makers. So it might go a little fast for some of you, it might go a little slow for some of you, but we're gonna try our best for everybody to finish all the projects and feel accomplished. So if you're an overachiever, you can certainly work ahead and make your own cards, or if you wanna just stick with us, you'll have a little bit of time for a coffee sip in between. So I'm gonna cut this down into a quarter sheet here. Actually, I'm going to cut it down into a half sheet. So if we've just created our half sheet, that's good. And then I'm going to get a die cutting machine. So we're going to use mine. Yay!
Of course.
We're going to use the Intracut. So I'm just going to give a shameless plug here for the Intracut. What I love about the Intracut is, first of all, the handle comes off for easy storage. And you can store the handle inside the drawer for travel, so you don't have anything bulky, or for storage even, because sometimes you might have a shelf that handle gets in the way. And then the other thing I love about the Intracut is this, and you're going to see this in action today. We've got the dial system. So you do not need fancy shims. You do not need all different plates to do your embossing and your die cutting and your better press plates and your glimmer plates. All you need to do is turn the dial, and you can adjust the tightness by using this tension dial. You can make it looser, lefty-loosey, or you can go righty-tighty and make it tighter. So this way, if you run something through, it doesn't look good, just tighten the dial a little bit. And do it until it's perfect. And then you can always write down your setting and keep it with your embossing folder or your intricate die, so you know exactly what you did, and it makes it super easy. All right, so I'm gonna put this handle back on. There's a little latch right here. I'm just gonna pull that down and pop the handle on, and it's in place. Now let me get my plates. So we are gonna start by die cutting 3 of these big snowflakes. All right, let me get my die set out here. Oh, don't you love that all these dies are already pre-cut? This is awesome. I love it, Heidi.
Oh, the detabbing, yeah.
Yeah.
I wish we would have done that sooner. We only started doing that about 2 years ago, and they really it makes a difference to not have to snip them.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. All right, so I'm gonna just tear this off here because I always store my dies and stamps later in a storage pocket. So we're gonna do the biggest dies first, and we're gonna cut 3 of these. Okay. So let's cut 3. That's why I kept it at a half sheet, because I feel like if I'd cut it in a quarter sheet, we'd be missing some cardstock. And I'm going to make sure my machine is set to die cut, and it's set right in the middle at 0. I think we're good. And I'm going to cut 3 of these.
Is that the biggest one, Gina?
That's the biggest one, yes. And the reason I'm cutting 3 is because we are actually going to stack these. And the reason we're going to stack these is because whenever you use something like paste or any kind of, you know, liquidy kind of products, watercolor, anything like that, stacking them makes that cardstock nice and thick, and it makes it easier to prevent warping. All right. So there we've got 2. Let's see, did I leave enough room here? I don't know if I did. I think I did. We're going to eke it out somehow. Yep, there we go. Oh, look at that.
Feels good.
Feels good to get the most out of that piece of cardstock, right? You guys are going to have cardstock left over. You'll just have to make more.
Reed, were there very many people who are making live with us today?
Yeah, there's a decent amount. I would say of the people that answered, there was about 40% making, 60% watching.
Welcome, everybody.
Wow.
Thank you for joining.
That's awesome. I know some people really do like to watch everything first and then go back and make with the rewatch and the pause button. You don't have to worry as much. So whatever works for you. All right, how you doing over there, Heidi?
I'm doing great. I
Yeah.
love being in the studio with you.
I love being in the studio with you too. All right, so now don't throw this away, all right? Don't throw this away, because I'm going to show you a little tip that is going to make it really easy to mass produce these snowflakes, okay? In fact,
What if I overlapped mine a little bit?
No, you know what? I'm going to do it a little bit differently, because I think it's visually going to help people a little bit more if I use this piece of black cardstock to do this.
Did I mess up? Do I need to do a new one?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
So let's take the black piece of cardstock and let's cut this in half and then in half again. So we're going to make our first cut at 5.5 inches, which is the halfway point. And then we're going to cut at 4.25 inches. We've got plenty of cardstock left over for the rest of this. And with this one, what we're going to do is we're going to cut something right out of the center here, and we're not going to throw this away after we're done, because we're actually going to use this piece of cardstock for another card, okay? But I want to show you this tip because I think it's a great tip for mass producing. So Heidi, we're going to cut one more big snowflake out of this piece of black cardstock, and we're going to do it like right in the center here of this piece of cardstock. So one more big snowflake. If you've never seen this tip before, I mean, I've done it a lot on my channel, but for those of you that are new to watching me today, I think you might enjoy this tip for mass production. And if you struggle die cutting your images so that they're perfectly centered, this is another great tip for that. All right. I have to admit, guys, I'm standing on a platform because I am so short and Heidi is tall. She's very tall.
You're ruining the magic of television.
I'm 5'3 3/4".
So I'm 5 feet tall, but when I am standing next to Heidi, let me just move over a little bit. Here, stand next to me here. See how much shorter I am than her? And the counter comes up to over my boobs. I can't see what I'm doing. So Reed and Brian ran and got me a platform to stand on, and I appreciate you guys so much. I really do. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we are going to get the Misty stamping tool. So I am going to, Heidi, do you use a sticky mat in yours or a grip mat?
I use the Simon Says Stamp and Stencil mat typically. Or whatever's handy, but this is usually it.
Okay, so I'm going to use this inside of my Misty. If you've never seen this before, this is the Gina K Designs double background grip mat. Now, you guys have seen grip mats before, and what they are is they are a piece of clear photopolymer, just like the same material that your stamps are made out of. So when I was going to come out with my own grip mat, I thought, well, what if we make our grip mats do double duty? If you're going to pay for a slab of clear, you might as well pay for a slab of clear that can do something more than just be a grip mat. It's always a lot to get that top piece off.
The first time ungripping it is always the ungrippiest.
So, yeah, but it's, look at how it grips to this white glass mat, too. So we're just going to take this off, and I don't even keep these sheets, to be honest with you. I always keep it in my Misty. So this has 2 background stamps on the back. So you can use these to stamp backgrounds, but on the opposite side, it's flat, and you can use it as a grip mat. And that's what we're going to do today. So when you get your Misty, it comes with a pad. Just take your pad out and replace it with the grip mat. Now that grip mat is going to stick to the Misty, and then everything that you put inside of this grip mat, cardstock-wise, it's going to stick, and you're not going to have any problems at all. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we are going to, let me cut this down. I'm going to cut a 1/4 sheet of this cardstock. So let's cut 1 more 1/4 sheet of white cardstock. Heidi's falling behind. She got her laptop out and she's doing finances right now.
Tax season's right around the corner.
Tax season's coming, yeah.
I was going to add the link in the, who's doing the chat link?
Beth, this today.
Oh, okay. Beth, she can link to the grip mat then. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
Beth's working on it.
Okay, so now I'm going to lay this piece of cardstock here just into the center of my grip mat, and that's not going to go anywhere. And now I'm going to get the largest snowflake out of this stamp set. Oh, good. I appreciate it. I see all my short girls commiserating with me in the chat. They're all like, yep, I hear you. I even think my countertops at home in my kitchen are too tall.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're just, it's cumbersome. All right, so now we're going to stamp this image using some of the Gina K Designs black onyx ink. And you can use any ink that you want.
The largest snowflake, right, Gina?
The largest snowflake.
Okay.
So we're going to stamp this with some black onyx ink. And don't worry if it doesn't stamp all the way, because this is not the one that we're going to use. Although, if you want to make sure that it looks good, you can, and you can always die cut this one at the end if you want. All right. So how are you doing?
So basically, I'm fine, I think, but I'm using the black ink, and it doesn't have to be perfectly centered or anything. I'm just making sure I stamp.
Right, but here's the thing that everybody should know. Once you stamp this snowflake, you do not want to remove the snowflake from your Misty. Leave it in the Misty and do not move your cardstock. So because you're not using a grip mat, Heidi, I'm a little worried. I think you should add a little bit of tape onto that cardstock just to make sure it doesn't move. All right, so
This right here?
Yeah, I just, you know, you're using a sticky mat, but just to double make sure, because the stamps are brand new, and new stamps are always stickier than after you've used them a little bit. All right.
Do you do anything to like condition your stamp ahead of time, or is this?
Well, I do, except
this
Simon
okay?
Says stamps are so fantastic, you don't even need to condition them. Look at that gorgeous impression we got with one stamping. So, you know, high quality stamps, just, they're not overrated at all. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece of cardstock with that snowflake, and we are going to lay that so that the border is completely even around the outside. And then I'm going to use some of that Easy C's tape. Easy C, is that what it's called? Easy C. And again, you can use whatever you have. If you have Pixie tape, you have Masking Magic.
Can I show them in the screen, in your screen?
Yes, this is what
it comes in different colors.
like. Yeah. So we're going to get that position. I should have had that tape cut in my hand already. So we're going to position that. So see how the border is perfect, right? And that's the reason why I went back and cut it out again in black, because you want to make sure that you can see. And if it's white on white, it's a little harder to see, but if you have it in a more contrasting color, it's much easier to see. So now
mine's cockeyed. Is that okay?
it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Just make sure that you put tape on it and so it doesn't move. But can you see here? I'm going to just give you a little bit of a close-up. Can you see how perfect that border is all around there? Right? So now if you struggle, your dies shift a little bit when you're trying to cut them out, all you need to do is pop this die cut right into that template. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to stamp it, and it's going to stamp perfectly centered the way that it looked in that photo or in that first scene you just saw. All right, so let's make sure that that's in place there.
Gina, I love your black ink.
You like it?
Yeah, we're using Gina's black onyx ink.
Now, if you didn't get a good impression, you can go back again because it is, I should have my Chucky tool. All right, look at that. Look at that. I just didn't press hard enough. Ooh. There we go. Look at that. Perfectly centered. Isn't that great? And then if you're mass producing, let's see if we can get this out here with some kind of little picker. I don't have a pick tool here. Do you have a little picker somewhere? Some kind of
ask and you shall receive.
Picky tool or a tweezer or something. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to just pull that out, right? You can see it's right in there. We can go ahead and mass produce these. I'm going to stamp another one even though I don't need to, just to show you the process one more time of how easy that is. Now imagine you're making 100 Christmas cards and you want to stamp this snowflake, or imagine that you have a stamp that it's always really just hard to get it to die cut centered. This will absolutely fix that problem for you.
So if you're mass producing cards with your girlfriend and you're a bottle of wine deep into the evening, this is the section of the evening you just want to do over and over 100 of them, and it's easy peasy.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I'm only going to do those two because I don't think that we need to do any more. Yeah, I don't think that we need to do any more because we're just going to glue these all together. So I'm going to put this stamp away for now.
So you're taking the stamp off the Misty because we're not mass producing in class. Okay.
Right. We're not.
But if we were mass producing, we would leave it on.
We would leave it on. We would leave the template in place, and we would stamp tons of them. So if you've ever struggled, I do this technique a lot with word dies too. You know, because when you're trying to get that word perfectly centered, it's just such an easy technique.
And just have a batch of words sitting to the side to add to your cards when you're done making the card.
Absolutely. It's a great way for holiday cards. You can't beat it. All right, so now we are going to add some color to this image. Okay, so I'm going to pop this here on the stamp and stencil mat. And these are just going to get all stacked together. How's everybody doing? Everybody keeping up okay?
I see people, I'm not the only one who drinks wine, but that's unrelated class. I'm leaving it in your class, Gina, I'm sorry. People are saying thank you for sharing this technique.
Oh, my pleasure. Hey, anything to make it easier, and especially in the holidays. I always think holiday cards, you know, when we mass produce them, there's a lot going on. Now, let's take a look at this card. What we're going to do here is we are going to do a two-tone design on these two areas. So we're going to mix the tropic. Pull these out. We're going to mix tropic with periwinkle for the inside, and we're going to mix limalicious with tropic for the second layer. And then we're going to finish it out with tropic right around the outside. All right, so Let's open up our ink cubes. Oh, you already did. You're ahead of me over there.
Oh, no, I didn't. It's just an optical illusion. Mine are still closed.
Okay. So, the first two colors we're going to use are the Tropic and the Periwinkle. Now, if you ever have trouble opening an ink cube, try cracking it open like an egg. All right, you know what I find is sometimes when I'm trying to open an ink cube and I can't, it's because I'm actually squeezing it. And when you squeeze it together and you make it impossible to open. So try to loosen your grip and then just kind of crack it open like an egg. All right, so we're going to start with these two colors. Then my other tip for inking up your blending brush is rather than inking up your blending brush on an ink cube, try taking the ink cube and inking up your blending brush this way, because these blending brushes are domed, and when they have a dome, it's hard to get the color all over, and also, you know, when you don't have a large surface like you would normally have with an ink pad, this just makes it a little bit easier. All right, so we're going to start with this layer here. And we're going to place this layer. I just want to make sure that we have it. These are all labeled too. I don't know if you can see this here, but let me see if I can get it just in the right light. Sometimes I have a lot more glare in my studio, I guess. You guys have the light perfect. It's too perfect, so I'm not. You can see here, there is writing at the top of this stencil. It's kind of laser engraved in there, and this one says, works with snowflake A, B, and C. This is the center of the flower, the snowflake. It says Simon Says stamp here, and then it has the stencil number. So make sure that you can always see the etching so that you know you're on the right side. And then on this, these are etched as well with what different areas and what way to hold the stencil. You can see all of that etching in real life. All right, so we know we've got the stencil in the right direction. And we're going to place that over this flowery part of the star flake. Okay? And then when it comes to stencil mats, I love them, but I tend to be a little bit rough with my blending brushes, so I always like to just tape them down anyway, just to be safe. So again, this Easy C tape is great for that. All right, so we're gonna start with the first color, which is Tropic. Now I'm gonna dab a little Tropic off here onto the stencil first, just to kind of make sure that it's kind of blended and there aren't any blotchy parts. And now I'm gonna just start in the center, and with a circular motion, I'm going to add some of that beautiful Tropic color. I'm gonna go in both directions, pick up a little more of that ink. And when you have new blending brushes like I do here, Heidi and I do, sometimes it takes a little bit of extra inking just to make sure that you get enough ink loaded into the brush.
I love that camera angle you guys have on Gina.
All right. So you can see there, we've got it just more toward the center. Get it nice and vibrant. Then we're going to switch to Periwinkle. We're going to use a different blending brush for Periwinkle. And we're going to ink up the Periwinkle brush here. Just tap a little bit of that ink off. And now I'm going to go around the outside. So I'm starting at the top and just working my way down. This way, you can tap on that too. Okay, you see how I'm just working my way down with a light hand? And I'm getting a gradient, I'm getting a two-tone look.
I wonder what it would look like if we switched colors.
You did different colors?
Are you ready?
You ready to go rogue, Heidi? Heidi's going rogue over there.
I was just so excited. I'm like a little kid.
She's so cute. I love your excitement.
Carnation on the outside.
That works too.
If Nina and Stephanie are watching, they're probably giggling because they know that.
Because they know you're going to go rogue no matter what.
They know I avoid Limelicious color.
Why?
You know, there's like, it's the only color that like, I feel like every time I use it, it looks weird how I blend it with something different.
Really? Okay.
It looks beautiful when you do it.
Well, I didn't do Limelicious yet. I'm using Tropic.
I guess I was just excited when you speak. Carnation.
Too many options. Having too much
So many
fun.
options. So I'm going to go back.
Sorry, Gina.
That's okay. I'm going to go back and add a little bit more of the Tropic in the center here just to brighten that up a little bit more and work it out all the way toward that periwinkle. All right, and there is my blend.
I love the blend concept
It's
on this.
glowy. It glows.
Yeah.
All right, so we have that first layer done. Hopefully everybody that's making along is keeping up. All right. Now, we're going to move to layer 2, which is, let me find it here. That's this layer here. And we're going to lay that right on top so it covers the area that we already did.
They look like little hearts.
I know, aren't they so cute?
Yeah.
Love this. And now we're going to use Heidi's favorite color, Limelicious. I'm going to close up periwinkle.
Is that
here.
rude? Is that like telling people you don't like one of your kids?
Yeah, yeah. Look, not every color's for everybody. Some people, you know, there's just certain colors that they just normally wouldn't use in crafting, and that's totally fine. You open that for me? So, thank you. And now I'm going to ink up my Limelicious. I don't know what Heidi's going to do over there, but she's not going to use Limelicious. Is it Limelicious or Limelicious?
I think we should ask the audience.
All right.
Lime-alicious?
Well, there's not an I. It's Limelicious. I think it's Limelicious. Okay, so now we're going to start right in the center, and we're going to add this Limelicious. Really don't, I love this color. I think this is probably one of my favorite colors.
Nina and Stephanie love it too. They're in our marketing team, and Nina's a graphic designer. And so, yeah. Everybody loves it but me.
Okay, well you do your own thing. I wish I would have known that. I would have totally
put a
nice brown in this. Forget bright, we're going brown.
Understand.
Or mustard
I am
yellow.
like
Mustard,
you know?
yeah.
I'm the minority. I understand. You guys, if you like Limelicious, in the chat, put a green heart if you like it.
It's funny because somebody just said I'm laughing because I know Heidi loves yellow, and this is a very yellow green. You would think she'd love it. All right, so now we're going to finish this out with some Tropic. So we're going to start on the outside, and we're going to work our way in to create that blend of color. Once you get ink on the brush, then it's really easy just to dab onto that ink cube.
I'm like starting to feel guilty.
You're starting to feel guilty. You're allowed to love what you love. Don't feel guilty.
Yeah, but if you don't have anything good to say, you're not supposed to say it at all.
Well, you know. Okay, and we're going to add this same color to these little outside parts of this Christmas star flake too. So the same color. Just going to go around and tap that color in there.
I told you I'm in the minority, Gina. Look at all the green hearts.
I know. It's okay. You're allowed to be different. Do it your own way.
I know what colors you're using. You let me know when you're ready.
Everything but Limelicious? Really? I'm not even being funny, really. I'm just avoiding it. I want to see what a card looks like that doesn't have Limelicious on it.
Okay. What colors did she use?
Periwinkle and Tropic for this specific stencil.
Okay, well, that's a beautiful combination. All right, so while everybody is catching up, what I'm going to do is clean these stencils. So I like to use a paper towel and a little bit of rubbing alcohol to clean the stencils. It just dries so fast, so You can also use your tidy towel if you want, or a microfiber cloth, whatever works for you. But this just, the alcohol, the stencil dries so quickly afterwards. So if you're mass producing or you wanted to switch to a different color and you want it to stay on the same stencil, you know, you don't have to worry about it wetting your project. And also, because it's alcohol, even if the project does get a little alcohol on it, it dries without warping. Okay. Need some alcohol?
Yes, please. Well,
right.
yes, please.
Okay. Everybody take a sip of alcohol. We're using alcohol. It's morning mimosas. All right. Now, while Heidi is cleaning her stamps, I'm going to get my next stencil in position here, which is this last layer here, and I'm going to put it just like that. I'm going to tack it down with a little bit of that tape, and this is where we're going to be using the glitter paste. I'm so excited. Now, if you want, you could ink this first with a color, if you prefer, and then do the silver glitter paste on top, and a little bit of that color should peek through. But this paste is so spectacular, just like it is. I would say give it a try like this the first run through. So, like I said, I love this sparkle paste. I love the texture of it. It feels a lot like Vaseline. And it's really, really easy and creamy to blend. It goes on so nicely. I love it. So I'm going to just take a little bit on this tool, and I'm going to just start from the back here, and I'm just going to spread that right on there. And I'm just going to turn and do each one. I'm just going to pick up the excess as I go. And what I pick up on the tool, I can use for the next one.
This little handy tool you have in your hand just makes things so much easier.
It really does.
And they're only 99 cents. So if you like get it all cruddy,
they're only 99 cents.
Toss it and grab another one. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Or have like 6 of them, and it sounds like I'm trying to sell product, but I'm all about convenience.
Oh no, that's a really good deal. I did not know that. That is a really good deal. Okay. And it's got like, it's a silicone top, so it's really easy to spread with. It's really flexible. You can see how flexible that head is. It's perfect for these small areas. And then when you close your paste, just remember to wipe the edge, because then you'll be able to open the jar next time. It won't dry on there.
So I put a little dab, I know yours is showing with just the paste. I put a little dab of the carnation ink underneath, so it's making my paste look like it's pink paste.
I love that. That's awesome. So I'm gonna pull this off here, and you can see I've got that beautiful shine. The shine gets shinier as it dries too. That's the other thing that I noticed with this paste, that it definitely gets shinier as it dries. And then I did say in the chat before the live, make sure you have something to clean your stencils. So I'm going to use a baby wipe. I've got some baby wipes down here. I'm going to use a baby wipe just to get the excess paste off of this stencil. You kind of want to do this relatively quickly after you use it, just to make sure that that paste doesn't dry on there, because we are going to be doing more stenciling. So. And then if it dries a little bit, can you hand me that alcohol? Alcohol really does help to get anything sticky off. So if it dried a little bit, and I'm just going to leave that open there, Heidi. So don't
At your own risk.
Don't grab it and splash everywhere. So let's just clean the stencil. You can also, if you're going to be doing a lot of stenciling with the paste and you're going to be using different stencils, just have a little bowl of water close by, and you can always drop the stencil right into the bowl of water, and that prevents the paste from hardening on there. So this way you don't feel like you have to rush and clean it right away. But that'll be good enough. I feel like that'll be good enough. Okay. Do you want to just get my little baby wipe shreds out of the, it catches a little bit. Okay.
People who are looking for that mini applicator in the chat, if you search Simon Mini Silicone, it'll come up. I see Beth just put a link too, but it's mini silicone.
And then I'm gonna gently take this off of my mat, and I'm gonna put this aside to dry. So this is gonna dry now for the rest of the class. I'm gonna keep all these parts together because we're gonna layer them up together at the end so that any warping that this paste caused by adding 2 layers behind it, it'll be nice and stiff, and then we can pop this whole thing up on that card. So this card we're gonna save now to the end because we've got our snowflake that needs to dry. All right. So let's get on to the next card. How are you doing over there? Oh yeah, I want to see. Oh, I love that. Oh, yeah, I love that you use the pink. Okay. All right, pink. That looks good. That looks great.
All right, Limelicious.
All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're gonna do this card. Now, I wanted to show you how cool these stencils look without using the stamps. You get a very modern graphic look just by using these stencils. You don't need the stamps to create a beautiful card. So if you're kind of in a hurry and you want to do something fun and light, I'm going to show you how to use these stencils. We're going to go rogue. We're not going to use them exactly the way they're lined up to be, but we are going to need one more cutout snowflake. So we're going to do that next. So let's get the die cutting machine. And we'll get some white cardstock. And if anybody has any questions, of course, I will be happy to answer. I can't answer product questions, but well, I mean, like where to get them, but I can answer any.
How long does the paste take to dry?
Oh, that's a good question. So I let my paste dry for about 45 minutes to an hour. I just let it sit. It probably doesn't take that long, but I did my first cards the same way. I just made that part and I just let it sit, and then I designed all my other cards, and by the time I was done, I don't know how much time passed by. So I don't have an exact answer, but I would say let it dry for about 45 minutes. All right, so I have another quarter sheet of cardstock. I'm gonna cut out another snowflake. And then we're going to trim down some more cardstock. In fact, we're going to trim down some panels, and I know that Brian and Reed actually got all the measurements together for you guys, which is so cool. We're going to be able to put them up on the screen, and if you have a smartphone or a tablet, you could always snap a picture or a screenshot of the measurements. But here's the card, and then here are the measurements for this card. So we're going to cut a white panel to 3.5 by 4 3/4 of an inch. So we'll start with that. I like the little Tim Holtz. I feel like Tim's with us today, Heidi. We've got his cardstock, we've got his spatula, we've got a cutter. All right, so we're going to cut this down to 3.5 by 4 3/4 of an inch. This is going to be for our back panel. Then we're going to cut a black piece of cardstock, and we can use this one that was in the Misty, the one that we use for our little template. Because why waste this? There's no reason to waste a perfectly good piece of cardstock. So we're going to trim this one down to, I'm going to take a little bit off of this side first. So I'm going to cut it down to 3 3/4 of an inch first. And then I'm going to turn it because I didn't want to cut into that design, and I'm going to cut it down to 3 5/8 of an inch. If you struggle with the 5/8 of an inch, can you zoom in here, Reed?
Yeah.
All right. This might be helpful for you. So let me turn this so that you can actually see the numbers here. So if you know where 3.5 inches is, and you want to go up 1/8 of an inch to 3 5/8, just find that 3.5 inch mark, and then just go up to the next longer tick mark here, and that'll be 3 5/8. So when you get to that 4 3/4 of an inch mark, you're going to go 4, 4.5, 4 3/4. Now you want to go to 4 7/8. You're just going to go up to that next little tick mark. So you don't always have to like know if you have a paper cutter that doesn't have every 1/8 of an inch marked. So we're going to start at the 3.5 inch mark, and we're going to go up to that next longer tick mark.
I love getting to make with everybody today.
It's so fun. And then we're going to go 4 3/4 and up to the 4 7/8 inch mark. Now that is going to create our layer, and we're going to have that nice little shadow layer. And I'm just going to do a shameless plug here if you guys don't mind. But if you don't like cutting these kinds of layers, you can always go to Simon Says Stamp and pick up the Master Layouts 2 die set. And not only will you get perfect layers, but you'll get a little stitched edge to jazz it up a bit too. So, gotta do the shameless plug once in a while. Right, guys?
Well, yeah, your master
It ain't
layouts
shameless.
are
They're asking which master
incredibly
layout.
helpful.
So easy on them.
We all love master layouts. Did you hear that? Master layouts 2 for this.
All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start by stenciling our blank snowflake. Now let me find all right. I'm going to do this with the circle of the snowflake just up at the top, because that's the way the stencils are designed, and it's just very easy to see it that way. So we're going to start with that first layer again, the same way we did last time, but now, no we're not. No we're not. Let me change my mind. We're going to start with the layer that we put the glitter paste on. And the reason is because it's a lot easier to center going backwards when you have no lines. All right, so once we get this part centered, then we can work our way back in. All right, so let's start. Make sure we have the stencil facing the right way. And we're going to position this. And you can see through this stencil, so you can make sure that it's positioned properly. I'm going to get this in place, and then I want to show them what I'm talking about here. You see here how you can see through the stencil to make sure that you have the white border around the outside perfectly positioned. Okay. So we're going to use periwinkle for our first color. And the way I want to work this is I want to go heavy toward the bottom and fade lighter as I go toward the top. So I'm going to do one at a time. I'm just going to work my way heavy toward the bottom and then fade lighter as I go toward the top. I'm just going to take a little pressure off the brush. That just gives me that nice light wispiness. Dark and lighter as I go toward the top. I still want some color on there. And if you, hey, good news, Heidi. This card doesn't have any lime.
Limelicious.
No limelicious. Are you going to do a different color than I'm doing? Or are you going to?
I am.
Are
yeah.
you? Okay, of course.
I think it's fun just to see color alternatives.
Oh, for sure. No, I think that's great.
Usually, I mean, I pretty much always like what the teacher does best, but I like to try something different. And then other students who are watching with me can make a decision on what they want to use.
For sure. And then if you have other Simon Says Stamp colors, use those too. We want to see what you do. And don't forget that hashtag. Comes the hashtag.
I feel like I'm using the wrong stencil though, Gina.
You are? I've got a little bit of debris on my stencil. No, you've got I think you've got, let me see. Let me come over and help the student here. Let's see.
Is this mine that is on camera?
You do have the wrong one.
Okay, I haven't inked it yet.
Yep.
Good news.
You
Okay.
do have the wrong one. So you want to use, I'm not sure if this has a layer number on it or not, but you want to use the one that's going to be...
There's like an A, B, C, D. Which one are you using? At the top?
Oh, I have it covered here.
You've got A.
Okay, all
You
right.
have A. Okay.
It's good when your student has good vision.
Well, I have my reading glasses on that you forced me to get when I was with you like 10 years ago because I couldn't see anything. And so people have probably already heard the story before. She hightailed me over to the, was it Dollar General?
Dollar General.
To get me I was not being honest with myself about needing reading glasses, but Gina could tell when we went to dinner that I couldn't read the menu.
Well, yeah, because she made me hold it across the table. She's like, "Can you hold this so that I could see what's in?" Yeah, I'm like,
She's like,
"Girl,
we're going to Dollar General as soon as we got in the car after dinner. You're going to get some reading glasses here.
you're going to get 10 pairs for $1 at Dollar General. Leave them everywhere." All right. So there is the first color, and we've got that nice shading.
I do love this Tropic color. Oh, wait, you're not using Tropic, sorry.
I am next.
Okay.
So we're going to use that stencil that Heidi was using originally, which was the smaller one. I got to find where it's oh, this is C. We're going to use stencil C next.
Okay.
All right. So stencil C goes into this smaller area. See how we're working our way from the outside in? This is just going to enable us to keep everything centered nicely. If I tried to start in the center, I mean, there's nothing in the center of those blank snowflakes that shows you where to go. But once you get the color on here, what's going to be left behind is the exact placement of that flower in the center of that snowflake. So we're going to be using Tropic next. And we're going to do the same thing. I like to go heavy toward the base of these little areas and then fade up as we go out. So we're going to do the same thing, nice and heavy here in the center, and then get lighter as we go out. This color reminds me of the water in Destin, Florida. That's what it looks like. Very emeraldy.
Florida's our little slice of heaven. Gina and I love to go there when we get some time to play.
We do. We go there together sometimes. Hang out. Who doesn't love Florida? I mean, well, people don't like the heat. Polar bears, they hate Florida.
Just the weirdos that don't like Limelicious, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, so you can see what I'm doing here.
What's the name of the snowflake, Reed?
Christmas star flakes.
Okay.
See
What
how
Gina said.
See how I changed my voice? See how Reed made himself sound just like me?
Yeah.
I took it out of its
ventriloquism.
packaging, so I could, okay.
Sorry, Reed.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Jennifer McGuire says hello, and she says she puts a pair of reading glasses in every room in the house. So.
Yes, yes. Good plan. Hi, Jennifer.
Hey, Jennifer.
All right. So now we've got those two colors, and you can see now, if I had tried to position that, it would have been a nightmare, but it's going to be super easy to position it now because we've got that open space. And it can go right in there.
There's just something about ink blending and stenciling that is completely therapeutic to me.
It is. It is. I think, I mean, we can ask the chat, but I think that it's probably one of the things that most people just enjoy doing more than anything right now is just the ink blending, and so fun. All right, so now I'm gonna tap a little bit of this periwinkle. And again, I'm gonna start in the center, and I'm just gonna lightly work my way out.
Oh, wait, you grabbed another stencil?
I am.
no?
I'm grabbing that center stencil, the flower that's left behind. you can kind of see the shape that's left behind. Now, I'm not going to go all the way to the edge. I'm going to keep this very, very light toward the edge, just a dusting of color, but I'm going to go a lot heavier in the center. And you could do that because you've got those other images that are just going to hold the shape of those petals for you. I do want to add a little bit more here. I'm just bananas over this color. Almost as much as I like the lime.
Now you're just rubbing it in.
Now, yeah, I'm just poking it, you know. Ooh, look at that. Isn't this cool how this stencil without the stamp just creates such a modern graphic look? Love that. Now, if you don't want to add a gem to this, you don't have to put the center on. But if you don't want to add the gem, then you're going to use the center of the flower and you're going to add a center. So I'll add a center, but I am still going to put a gem on here. Just for my gemless friends who don't want to do a gem, you'll just see what it looks like. Or you can decide. You can always add the gem if you don't like the way it looks. But again, I'm alternating colors, as you can see. I'm going back and forth between that beautiful periwinkle and this gorgeous tropic color.
So the stencils are called Christmas Star Flakes, and they are available in the store. I see. I'm just trying to help answer chat, Gina. I'm going to use a gem. I don't know who these weirdos are that aren't using a gem in the middle, but...
Same weirdos that don't like Limelicious, I guess.
Heidi, can we see yours? You ready?
Sure.
Go. Oh, love the pink.
Yeah, that pink looks great on there. This color combination is really fun, isn't it?
Love it.
So I've put the stencil A on here. Now, I am not using this part of stencil A because I don't want to cover what I just did. I don't want any additional color in there. I like the sparsity of that area. I like that white space, but I do want to do these little parts right here. So I'm going to do these with periwinkle.
Hold on, Gina. I don't think my stencils are named the same as yours.
No?
I have 2 A's. Okay. Those in the audience, if you have 2 A's, just use the one that has the little corners like Gina is. Don't pay.
Yeah, sometimes that happens. Can have a little misname, but it doesn't matter. It works the same. As long as you see the little dots, you've got the right one.
So are you using the little dots?
I'm just using the little dots. I'm not using the other part.
Okay.
Just the dots. I want to have that little extra white space in there, so I don't want to cover it. You could cover it with a much lighter color, like let's say you had a really, really super pale aqua or something like that. You could fill that in, and then where they overlap, you'd get a third color, and that would look really cool. But for this design, I just want to go straight away. Look how pretty that is. Oh, I love that. It's such a different look when you see what it looks like with all the details versus just this modern look. Love it.
I think these non-traditional colors lead themselves for modern Christmas.
Yes, definitely. Isn't that fun? And I love this cardstock. I'm glad that we went with the thicker cardstock because it already feels like it's stacked. And it's nice and stiff, so when we pop this up in the center of the card, it's going to be perfect. All right, so now we're going to move on to our white piece of cardstock. Oh, I love yours, Heidi.
Thank you.
Yeah, look at that. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get this stencil, and this is layer, this, you know what, I don't know that they're marked, Heidi. I don't think somebody has the wrong ones. I think the way that these are marked, from my understanding, because now I've got my readers in the right position, I think that what it tells you on the top is which flower to use these with. So this one works with snowflake A, B, and C, right? This works only with snowflake A. This one works with snowflake C, and this works with snowflake A. Thank you so much.
Great call out.
So I think
Thank
that's
you.
what it is. I just don't want anybody to think they have something that's wasn't designed properly. I think it was just a just our fault.
Sorry for the distraction during class.
No problem. All right, so now what I want to do here is, if you have some Post-it notes, use some Post-it notes. If you don't have Post-it notes, you can use some Easy C tape or whatever you want, some low-tack tape. We're just going to put a Post-it note just on the edge
Before you
here.
move on, Gina, you're
Yeah.
using that white panel, correct?
I'm using the white panel that we cut out that was 3.5 inches by 4 3/4 of an inch.
Perfect, thank
Yep.
you.
All right. So now I'm going to position these, but I want to just place my snowflake in the center to see where I'm going to position these. All right, just so that I have an idea. We're not going to leave this here, but I just want to see where I want to position these. So I'm going to put this flower, this little snowflake flower, right here like this. Just right up in that corner. Okay. Now I'm going to move this snowflake out of the way because I don't want to ruin it, but I just wanted to see where that should go. And then I'm going to use some of the periwinkle. I'm going to just do a light blending of periwinkle. Again, heavy in the center and just get lighter as I go to the end. Now I put this here because I didn't know what position I was going to use it. I really don't need these Post-it notes, so I'll take them off. Okay. Now I kind of know what I want here, so I'm going to put another one over here on this side, same way. And I'm going to do the same thing.
Same stencil, same color.
Same stencil, same color. Just like that. Get a little more on there. Definitely want to have color, but I love the light, the fade to almost white. And we're going to do this to all 4 corners. But here's just a little tip. You might be tempted because this just feels upright to do it this way, but actually do it this way so that you've got more stencil here that prevents you from ink blending in areas that you don't want to.
What do they say? An ounce of prevention.
Yes.
What does an ounce of prevention make?
An ounce of prevention beats a pound of cure, I think is the saying. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Just making stuff up. We found out last night that Heidi actually sings a nursery rhyme wrong or different. But maybe we should ask the chat about this and which way they say
Twinkle,
it.
twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up high in the sky tonight, like a diamond.
Nope.
In the
See,
night.
Reed and Brian are going, nope.
Apparently, I'm the only one that sings it that way. Sorry, you all had to hear me sing.
I love it.
I was singing Gina to sleep last night.
Yes, that's what started it.
No,
she
it's
decided
not really,
to send me a
but-
sing me a lullaby. Yeah, no, that's not it.
Well, don't tell my kids.
Why? Because that's what you did.
That's they know.
That's what
that's
they
all
think.
they know.
That's all they know.
They're gonna perpetuate that.
Mommy's singing. And I think Abby was about 7 when she asked me to please stop singing, Mommy.
Look at the chat, Heidi. No, nope.
I wonder how maybe I should I'm going to see my mom tomorrow. We have a family wedding tomorrow. I'm going to ask, maybe I learned it wrong from her. And it's always our mother's fault.
Of course, yeah. That's what the therapists say. All right, and we're gonna add a couple more.
Oh my gosh, this is getting.
All right, we're going to add another little bit of petals right here. And I'm just going to add the 2 right here because I want to leave a little room for some emerald up in here. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start off the stencil and just bring that in till it's kind of fades to white a little bit. Okay. There we go. So you can see we're definitely going rogue here with the stencils. We're not using them the way they were designed, but we're going to make this beautiful modern card, and I love this style.
You know, my mom would make up verses for Mary Had a Little Lamb and rock me in her chair. I do remember that. That's a favorite childhood memory. She would just keep going with the verses.
And she'd make them up?
Mary had a little lamb and went to school one day and brought friends home from school and made baked cookies with her grandma and all kinds of verses.
Wow. Oh, well, then that makes sense that you have the wrong
So we really can't blame my mom. But it was also my mom that let me paint my walls in my bedroom with like rainbows and balloons and clouds that probably really prompted my love of art.
You know, I allowed my daughter too. My daughter Alicia is an artist, and I allowed her to draw all over her room and paint her walls, and she had all kinds of cartoons and things that she drew all over. And why not? It's just, you can paint over it, right?
I bet she loved that.
She did.
My parents compromised. I wasn't allowed to paint on the wall, so they got me like a school board whiteboard that was like massive. It was like 12 by 15,
right.
so I had that in my room. And I was
In
like,
your room?
Oh yeah.
What a great idea.
It was so nice.
That's fun, yeah.
So I had that board to draw on and stuff growing up. That was fun.
See, they found a way to still let you have your creativity read. That's awesome. Okay, so here we are. We've got our little border here. Now we're going to go to the next. You can use any of these. If you want to have, let me just show you how you can use these two stencils. So if you want something coming out from in between the petals, you can use this one. See how that will bring it out between the petals? If you want something to go up against the petal, you can use this one because that has a little V in it that will go right up against the point. So depending on where you want to place that. Let's zoom in and I'll show them that one more time just so that they can see what I'm talking about. These have more of a point, and this stencil has a little V shape up in here. See that little point that kind of goes in? So if you wanted to add a leaf toward the tip, you could line it up there so that the little V, the point of the petal, will stick into that little V. If you want to go in between the petals, then you can use one of these like this. So in my card, I went with the little points, where the points go in. But for this one, I'm going to do it the other way just to show you the difference. Now you want to take some Post-it notes or some sort of masking paper, masking magic, whatever you have, and just single out one of these so that you can do this technique. We're just kind of draping it for surgery here, all right? And then we might have to peek to make sure that it's in the right place so we can see where it goes right there. And then we're going to use some of that Tropic, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to just add a little bit of heavy-handedness down near the base, and then just go a little bit lighter as we go toward the edge.
So the Post-its are isolating that one petal so I don't bleed onto the others.
Right,
Okay, got it.
And so we can add one here. You can see pretty well where you're going. And this is just this is an outside of the box way to use this stencil. We're just filling in. We're kind of creating our own thing here. And you can put these wherever you want. So I'm going to add more of these. So I'm going to put one over here like this. This is not coming out of the flower, but I'm just filling in so that it looks like this kind of goes off the edge, like the way a pattern paper would look, going off the edge. See how we're just kind of adding these wherever we want?
This is fun. Thank you.
Isn't it fun? Just a different kind of way to use it?
Yeah.
And you just move it all around wherever you want.
So basically, every student is going rogue right now. No two cards are going to look the same.
Nope. We're all going rogue.
Who's still making with us?
There actually might be some people using Lime Malicious.
Oh, geez. Probably the same ones that aren't using gems.
So you can see how that kind of looks nice and like, it's not too patterned, if you know what I mean. It looks a little bit more rogue. So just adding into places coming off the side. See that? That's right. Kathy Fuller Design said, no two snowflakes are the same anyway, right?
Yeah.
Which is so true.
Very good point. If we're going too fast, you guys can pause us for a second. You just can't fast forward.
Because we're not there yet. It's living in the future.
Right? The science just isn't there.
Right.
ChatGPT can't do that. You can't
That's
fast
right.
forward real life. So Gina, you're touching all of your snowflakes with the second
I am.
stencil?
I'm filling in. Now remember that big snowflake is going to go in the center, so you don't have to do really anything in the center. We're just kind of making our own background here. Because once we're done this, then we're going to pop this right in the center. It's going to cover some of that, but you don't know exactly where it's going to cover. So it makes sense to just add wherever.
Would it be confusing to the students if we went split screen and showed you and me at the same time? Reed, do you think it would be
Let's
confusing?
do it. No, I think that'd be
I don't know,
great.
Gina, do you think it would be confusing?
No, I think it would
'Cause
be
mine's way
great.
different.
Oh, I love what you're doing. That looks awesome.
But I'm
That's
doing the same
beautiful.
thing Gina is by randomly adding this additional stencil.
Yep.
Just finding places to put it.
And I'm going to actually add a leaf into this area here because when I laid my snowflake down, I realized that I had a little white space there that I wanted to fill in. So we're going to go ahead and just fill that in as well. I think a lot of people are just playing too, and that's always fun too, just to see what things are going to look like. All right. Fill this in here. And again, using a heavy hand toward the bottom and getting a little bit lighter as I go out. And as long as you have a little bit of this showing, you can see exactly where to place them. It makes it very easy. Just creating that little V with the Post-it note. I actually like your color combination a lot over there, Heidi.
Well, one thing I did is on my, I did two colors too. So I did pink, like on this one I did the carnation, and then I did a light-handed, gosh, what is that other color called? I should know.
Periwinkle?
Yeah. I added a light hand of periwinkle over the top of it while my stencil was still down.
Oh, so
that's how I got that look to look a little bit like a different color.
It looks a little bit like an orchid color. That's beautiful. Definitely, if you mix this emerald with the tropic, you definitely get more of a, almost like a cobalt blue. It's really pretty. I did that by accident when I was, you know, making a bunch of different ideas for this class. And it's kind of fun to blend ink colors together and see what new ink colors you can create from your stash. But you can see how nice this is, just creating this pretty background. It's almost like a border. And you could even, you don't have to put a snowflake in the middle of this. This could be a background for a circle or an oval die cut where you have a Christmas image in the middle, like a snowman or something like that. You could just put that right in the center and just kind of create this very festive border going around the outside.
So Gina, when you come up with these ideas, like you had the products and you were then designing the projects for this class, do you have a studio or something that you like to work in while you're doing, or do you do it on a computer screen or in?
I actually do it, I do it with ink and paper and stamps, and I make a lot of different things, and I throw a lot of things away. And it's not because they're not viable ideas, but sometimes they're not like the kinds of things that you want to do in a class too. You know, something that's too complicated or something that requires too many products outside of the kit. So yeah, I like to do everything with the real stuff.
I kind of know the answer to this, but I think people who are learning with me might want to know too. You have a designated space in your home for making art?
I do. I have a little studio at home too. I do. In fact, I go live from home every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like Nancy's in the chat. She said if you use red inks, it would look like poinsettias. I guess that's the beauty
Definitely. Definitely. That is a great suggestion. It does look like poinsettias, and these definitely could have that holly leaf feel to them. So that's a whole other reason why this kit is amazing. I didn't even think of that. I should have made a card like that. Nancy, where were you? Okay.
Fraps and scraps.
Yep.
Who collects Gina's recycling? There's a Fraps and scraps in the chat. Who collects your recycling? I want to go to Gina's house and get her recycling too.
Dumpster diving. All right, now I'm going to add the center into my flowers, but I'm going to do the center obviously in a different color. So I'm going to use the tropic color that I've been using for the leaves, because this is just a two-tone card. And just add that in there. However, there's a good chance we're going to be adding gems. But I think even for this card, we might just add gems elsewhere and let that color show through. All right. So there we have that beautiful border. Isn't that fun, just as a border for anything? If you had a snowman or a Santa image or a gingerbread. We have so many Christmas images that you can mix and match with this stencil and create a beautiful background, and then pull out some of your older stuff and mix it with it. So I'm going to clean my stencils because my next project is going to, well, I don't even know that I'm going to be using the stencils in the next project. We're going to be doing heat embossing in the next one.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's like the gateway drug to crafting. First time I ever saw that, I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, so we're going to take this off of the sticky mat, and then we're going to layer these two layers together. Remember this one and this one here. I'm going to layer those two together. So I know that I have tape here. Here we go. All right, so this way, Heidi, with the tape? This way? Okay, all right.
Gosh, I hope I didn't give you an all gummed up, gross. Test it off camera first. This is from my personal craft space, and I tend to get glitter and glue and ruin my stuff.
No, it's fine. Okay. It's working great.
Okay.
Working great. And we're going to layer that together. I'm on a platform and I'm still standing on my toes. I can't even believe it. There we go. Okay. And now we're going to get one of our card bases. Put my card. You have your card bases somewhere?
Here, you can have one. You want the white one, right? Here.
Thank you.
Card bases came in the kit, but they are sold separately on the website if you just want to buy pre-scored, pre-cut card bases.
Yeah, that's great. I'm going to use the back handle of my blending brush.
You can get anything above folder.
Yeah, no, that's good. And then that's going to layer together.
I see a couple people mentioning they didn't get the kit. The components of the kit are linked throughout the chat, as well as the description of this video. So if you go and hit that see more underneath our video, you'll see all the links to the products we're using today.
Thanks for doing that, Reed.
Okay. And now this one, we're going to pop up using foam squares. So we're going to create some separation from the rest of the card. If we put it flat, it doesn't really, it looks more like a background. But if we pop it up, we get that little shadow behind it, and that gives us some more separation and makes it feel more like a focal image. So we're going to use foam squares for that. Love the foam squares.
We have the really thin ones, but I know I'm not the teacher, but I've done this. I just love foam squares so much, I'm just gonna mention it. I will double up my foam squares if I want them to be extra thick.
Yep.
And I want mine here to be extra.
I think I'm gonna do that too.
Yay!
So when you do that, do you take the backing off
I do.
and then pile them up together? All right, let's do that. That's a great tip. So we can have it twice as high.
I know, Gina's the teacher. I have a big mouth.
No, I think we can all, that's the thing I love about our crafting community is every single person in the chat can teach us something too. There's just so many great ideas out there. I'm gonna just pull, I'm gonna pull these off so I can see which ones I didn't do. I already did that one. But that is a great idea.
There's an idea in the chat I love. Yvonne Demir 344. You can also add a spinner to the back of the snowflake to make the snowflake spin.
Yes, yep.
Oh, I love that idea. We don't have spinners with us here today right now, Yvonne, but oh, that's a great one.
That is a good idea.
Would you do that and then post on social media and show us what yours looks like?
Yeah,
please,
we want to see. We definitely want to see.
A friendly reminder that hashtag is SSS Xmas July GKD.
All right. So we've got these doubled up back here for extra thickness, and then that is going to go right in the center of this card.
And you can probably guess I'm not going to put mine in the center.
Of course you're not.
You know, I didn't get to keep my crayons. I probably tell this story every live. When I was in kindergarten, at the halfway through the school year when we went home for Christmas break, everybody got to keep their crayons because they were like so dull by then. Maybe it was the end of the school year because I didn't follow directions.
Oh, you didn't.
And I was
they didn't
devastated that I
let
was
you?
the only kid that didn't get to keep my crayons from class. Kudos to my mother, because she went out and got me the big 64 box of crayons. I was so sad that day at school, and I probably was, I don't remember because this was like 50 years ago, but I probably went into her car from carpool sobbing, and she probably marched me right over to Chiefs or Pangles, and those were the local stores in my little town of Delphus, Ohio.
Well, that teacher is probably looking now and seeing that you started a craft company.
See the lessons we learned
right.
from our hardships in life?
That's what made you do it. So I just cut a piece of cardstock down to a 1/4 sheet. If you have white scraps in your stash too, you can always use a white scrap. And what we're going to do here is we're going to stamp the greeting.
Oh, I have to say, I didn't follow directions because we were coloring a balloon. I'm not even kidding. I have to say, stick up for myself. We were coloring a balloon. It was a balloon on a piece of paper, and we were supposed to color the balloon, and I colored stripes and designs in my balloon. I'm not making this up. So my balloon was not one solid color. I don't think she said to color it one solid color. I might have still not listened, I don't know. But it wasn't like I didn't follow directions.
I feel like that's more likely.
Well, it wasn't like the following directions were like stand in line and I was like disobedient, was like, no, I'm not standing in line, I'm gonna crawl on the floor. It wasn't something like that. It was related to our crayons. Okay, we can go back to the regularly scheduled program. Wapakoneta, Jane, I know where Wapakoneta is. Don't we call that Wapak? And Lima, my parents live, my goodness, there's a locals in this. People have been to Delphus? Cindy, oh, I'm sorry, Gina. She's looking at me like, this is my class. Okay, all right. She's giving me a very pleasant look, I promise, but I got it. Okay, back to regularly
I'm just
scheduled
admiring her. We're gonna use the Snow Many Kisses greeting, and we're gonna stamp this in black ink. All right, carry on, Heidi.
Well, now I have to catch up because I got distracted. Sorry.
That's all right.
Sorry, Gina. Whoever still has their box of crayons, you're not coloring enough, girl. You gotta melt those and make blended ones or get them out again and just play. Yeah, play. Play on some of those watercolor cards that are already printed for you. Those will make your life easier. Just play. Okay, so you grabbed your blank white A2 size. This is the 4.5 by 5
and
I 4.25 by 5.5. Okay.
I did Snow Many Kisses, but you, of course, you're gonna do something different.
You did all
right?
that while I was talking?
Well,
jeez, I am not going to be invited back to any more classes.
Okay. No, I think that's great. I mean, I don't. If anybody here is from Wisconsin, I bet I know those areas.
Right.
Right? I just don't know all the Ohio areas. All right, I'm going to ask you to zoom out just a hair on this one, and what we're going to do here is we're going to die cut the Snow Many Kisses. You're doing fine, Heidi. You're not even behind.
If anybody watching is behind, you can just pause for a minute. Pause that screen.
Yeah, I love that you can do that with lives. And I don't think a lot of people know that if you do want to craft along, you can craft along and hit the pause button and then unpause it and it'll pick up from where you stopped. So even though you might get done after we get done, you can still kind of take your time there. All right, so I'm going to use the coordinating die for this Snow Many Kisses. I loved crayons too. Crayons were absolutely, that was like my favorite thing in school. And we still use crayons today with crayon resist techniques and so fun. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop out these centers. This die is very cool, the way it cuts out all around there. I love that. Look at that. Isn't that fun?
I tell you what, when you die cut your sentiments, it just makes them look so sharp and professional.
It does. It's so polished and finished.
Polished. Those are much better words. Yes.
No, you got it.
Love it.
All right. So now, once you've die cut your word here, I'm going to pop mine right onto the bottom of this snowflake, just like that. So I'm not going to use any foam squares or anything. I'm just going to tape it, or you can use a little bit of glue if you want. You could do it however you want. We've got a little glue here. Okay. And if you like to stack the greetings, you can cut several of these and stack them together. But I'm using the cardstock that came in the kit, so if you have that, it's nice and sturdy.
I think it's a 110, Nina.
Is it really 110? Okay.
Do we have a supply list somewhere that would verify that for me? Is that easy enough to find?
I know one thing I forgot to ask you for, Reed.
Yeah.
Are reverse tweezers. I don't know if there's any in this classroom. Do you have any, Heidi, maybe?
I think there's a pair around. One sec. I'll get you some.
You don't have to run and get them.
My dirty little secret is I'm also the only person in the world that doesn't use tweezers, but I have a pair.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, good find.
Perfect. There we go.
I'm learning all my dirty little secrets today.
Yeah, she doesn't like the lime. She doesn't use the tweezers. Okay, so there we go. I just placed that right underneath there, and now we're going to add some of those beautiful gems. Oh, love these. I have to spill them out. Look at those.
Want to go split screen, Reed, just because mine's coming together a little differently, and then people can get some additional ideas.
All right. So I'm going to put one right in the center here. Even though I did it with the tropic color, I have to put one in the center. And then I'm going to place a few random ones around the outside of the snowflake. So I'm going to just add some glue into just whatever little white spaces I feel could use a little something something.
Confirmed, it's 110-pound Nina cardstock.
Excellent, thank you. So I just picked some empty spaces to put these gems in. And for these gems, I found that the tweezers actually work really nicely to pick them up. Well, maybe not on a glass mat. I've never tried it on a glass mat before. I tried it in my studio on my plain countertop. I'll try the jewel picker. But look, oh gosh, that is so beautiful. I'll try the jewel picker because I'm going to use the small ones for the other spots. Yes, look at that. We love our bling, don't we?
I do. Yeah.
I do too.
That's a good thing. I'd be interested to know in the chat, is there other, there's got to be other bling lovers. Like, give me something sparkly.
When I'm doing this kind of thing, Tom calls it blingering because I just take forever. It's like, you're really blingering over there.
It's neat that Tom's in your lives, Gina. Want to tell everybody who's watching now, Gina goes live on her own YouTube channel. What is your schedule for that?
I go live every Thursday at noon Central Time, 1 Eastern Time. And I go live every Tuesday night at 7 Central Time, 8 Eastern Time. So there's all that little sparkle and shine there. Oh, look at all the bling people in the chat, definitely. So we just completed our first card. Somebody asked what number card we're on. We just completed our first card, but we did actually make the main element already for the last card, but because there was stencil paste on here, we had to give that some time to dry. All right.
A quick question about the gems. Can they be colored with alcohol ink?
Yes. That is a great tip from the audience.
Yes. So you've got these gorgeous mirrored, almost look like diamonds, and then you get your little alcohol markers and you can make them red or green or turquoise. That would be beautiful. I love what you did, Heidi. I love the way you offset that snowflake and offset your greeting. Oh, and now she's...
I'm getting a little crazy with the bling, but...
You want a jewel picker?
I like to use my fingers.
She's just always going rogue. She loves.
Well,
that's why she got in trouble in school. She was always getting her hands dirty.
Yeah, but like, don't you guys? Is there anybody else that just likes their fingers? I can't be the only one.
Well,
I mean,
so far you're the only one about the lime. I just want you to know that.
Truth be told, we sell those jewel pickers are like one of the top selling products in the store. So I know a lot of people love to use those.
They are very easy to use. Yeah.
I guess I should try one someday.
Yeah. I could add even more bling into the center of these flowers too. So
and that glue is going to dry clear, so it won't look so messy. But yeah, there we go. Okay.
All right.
Sorry to hold you up, Gina.
No, no problem. So we've got one complete card here, and now we're going to go on to what I call card 3, and then we'll go back and finish up card 1, which is just really a little bit of embossing and assembly. So we're going to take a full sheet here, and we are going to cut it down. First, I'm going to cut it in half. I always cut my cardstock in half at 5.5 inches first, just because I can always use it for a card base later. But then we're going to put up the measurements for card 3, and I'm going to show you card 3. It's the heat embossed card, and we're going to make this card together. So we're going to do an emboss resist technique. The white panel is going to be cut to 3.5 by 4 3/4 of an inch, and then the black panel once again is going to be 3 5/8 of an inch by 4 7/8 of an inch.
It's gorgeous.
So let's start with that piece of cardstock that we're going to cut to 3.5 by 4 3/4. There we go. Okay. Anybody else save all the little bits and scraps? That's going to be perfect for a strip sentiment. I'm going to actually use that. I'm going to use it today just because I have a strip sentiment that we're going to be making next. Okay. And then we're going to get our Misty.
So you only cut the white panel so far?
I only cut the white panel so far.
Okay.
I am going to cut the black in a little bit, but I'm going to start with some embossing here. Okay. So now we're going to use the powder tool. Is that what this is called, Heidi? The powder tool? Okay. All right. And we're just going to put a little bit of this powder tool all over this piece of cardstock, and that just removes static. It's like an anti-static tool. And also, you know how when you have like hand lotion and things like that, if you touch your cardstock and you get a little bit of that on there, your embossing powder won't stick to that. Okay, so now we're going to pick a couple of stamps. So I'm going to use this one here, but you can use any of the stamps that you want. You don't have to do the ones that I'm doing, but I'm going to use this one here, and then I'm going to use this snowflake, and I'm going to change mine up a little bit because I'm not going to be using an acrylic block today, which I did on my sample. So what I did on my sample was I stamped this one with the Misty, and then I used an acrylic block for these. But we've got other stamps in here that we haven't used yet, so I'm going to do all 3 of these small ones.
Gina, would these measurements still be master layout too?
They still be master layouts too.
Perfect.
Yeah. In fact, all of the cards today could be done with master layouts too.
Hey, we love to hear it.
Yeah. So I'm going to place this right here with a little bit of it sticking off the edge. And then I'm going to put another snowflake right here. And then I'm going to put a smaller snowflake right here, just like that. And I'm just going to leave it at those 3. I think that's going to look good. Okay, and then I'm going to pick those up with the door of my Misty. Now I like to do, I'm a messy person when it comes to embossing powder. So if I'm going to do a lot of embossing on a card, I actually like to do one part and then heat emboss it and then go back and do the other part. I feel like I'm less apt to mess up what I've already done if I do it that way. So we're going to use the Simon Says Stamp Clear Embossing ink, and we're going to ink up these stamps with that clear embossing ink. This is a very sticky ink, which is great. And we're going to make sure that we get good contact with this whole thing. And we're going to leave these stamps in the Misty, so we're not going to take the stamps out once we're done. Okay? Now I'm going to gently pull this up. And what are we going to use for this? I'll just use this piece of, you have something? A little tray or something? Anything?
You want a piece of cardstock?
Yeah.
Like maybe this so you know it's
perfect.
For embossing powder.
Okay, so I'm going to use some cardstock here. And I'm going to use this fine detail white powder. Now, if you don't have a fine detail white powder, I highly suggest that you get some Simon Says Stamp fine detail white, because when you're doing these delicate images like this, wait to see how beautiful they look when they're when we hit these with the embossing tool, but you can even see the image when I turn it out of the light a little bit. These are very delicate images. And regular embossing powder, although it's great for a lot of things like your words and things like that, when you have very, very fine detail lines, regular embossing powder will swell up a little bit. And it's great because it fills in, but at the same time, when you want something really detailed like this, you kind of don't want it to fill in. So I'm going to use the hot hands just so I don't burn myself here. I love these little guys too. I think they're so funny. Okay, and then I'm going to use this Wagner heat tool. Not good with one hand. Let's see here. All right, there we go. I need 2 people to help me craft, apparently. All right, and then if you have any embossing powder where you don't want it, just make sure you brush that off first.
Do you want a brush? I got one right here.
I got it.
Okay.
I got it off. All right. And so we're going to go ahead and emboss that. Now, some people emboss from the back, and that's fine. You can do that. Sometimes when you emboss from the back, it prevents warping. We're waiting to like...
Can you guys hear the heat tools running in the chat? Oh, they can hear them? Okay. Sometimes on like a Zoom call or something, there's certain things that
they get like
my dog
out.
barking on a
Yeah,
Zoom call
it
gets
has
drowned
noise
out.
cancellation
Yeah.
on there. Yeah, do that for the background
Do you
noise.
just let that like heat up a little bit?
I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't do anything consistently, Gina. Except eat. Pretty much every day I eat.
I do that too. Yeah. Is yours embossing?
Oh, yeah. Do you need my tool?
I need your tool, I think. I think your tool might be a little hotter than my tool. All right, we'll switch. Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you can
Yeah. I have the tool that's blowing cold air. Heidi has one for her when she gets overheated. Okay, oh, that looks great. You can see all that. Okay. There we go. I'm going to give this just a second to dry or cool. And then I'm going to flip it, and we're going to do the same exact thing on the other side. So we're going to have a mirror image down here at the bottom, right down in here. You can see that's going to give me that beautiful same pattern. We don't have to worry about it not being even. We'll share the tool, Heidi.
I think you might have had it pressed on. There's two little buttons. That one and that one.
Oh,
I used the one on the right.
Oh,
I think
had
one
it
was
set to
more for like
cool.
drying paint, and the other one is for heating.
Well, I'm new, so.
That's the magic of going live. You get to see
Right?
everything as we do it. So.
Well, actually, that's really cool to know, though, because
Well, it might be your. I don't know. It might not be your. I'm sorry.
no, I don't use a Wagner heat tool. I've never used one, and I didn't know. Well, I used to use a regular Wagner heat tool that only had one setting. So I didn't know that that one had two settings, and that's actually a very good thing. So if you're doing watercolor techniques and you want to dry your paper, but you don't want to cook and warp your paper, that is a great thing to have. I might have to pick up one of those.
You're welcome to take one of these home with you as your parting gift.
You took my
What
my
did I do?
craft cardstock.
Well, jeez.
It's right there.
Pete's.
I'll take yours. Thank
Sorry
you.
about that.
We're just sharing. Yeah, sharing is caring.
You know, I went on vacation with my sister, and she told me I'm a lot. So thank you for being so patient with me.
You're.
She's just like, Heidi, you're a lot. I was kind of thinking to myself, she's a lot, but I guess that's how sisters are. No, I'm kidding. I love her.
Well, you know what they say when somebody tells you that you're a lot, what you should say back?
No, what?
Then find less.
Ooh.
Oh, my goodness. All right, so now be careful when you're using something like hot hands, though, not to actually put it over your already embossed areas, because if the heat from your heat tool happens to start cooking those, you're going to smear your image a little bit. So, all right, is this the one?
Just push it to the right.
Okay.
The 2 lines.
Got it. All right. All right. I'm ready. Is Master Layouts 20 the only one for 5x7? No, Jill. Master Layouts 8 is also for 5x7s. So if you are looking for a good one for Master Layouts 8, and they work together too, which is nice. Oh yeah, that definitely setting 2 is what it's all about here.
So Gina, how do you decide the number you give to the master layouts?
I just go in order. We've got 21 sets so far.
So the next one's going to be 22?
Yes, it will be.
Any idea when that'll come out? I saw somebody in the chat ask.
I do not know exactly when it will come out, but it will most likely come out before the end of the year. All right.
I missed a spot.
Okay. So now we've got our embossing. I don't know if that's easy to see or not. You can see it a little bit there.
It might be easier to go with this.
Okay, let's try that and see if you can see it on there.
No, it works.
Yep, or it could be worse at that camera. Yeah, I'm not sure if we could, let's see if you could see Heidi's.
Oh, no.
Oh, nope, worse.
There you go.
Ah, there we go. Look at that. That's great. That looks fantastic. Now, because I'm such a messy powderer, I'm definitely going to get a baby wipe here and clean off my space. And give everybody a chance to get caught up.
So the list of master layouts for Laura Miller is they go master layouts 1 through 21, and you can find them on the website. And then each one has the dimensions on the Gina K website or the Simon Says Stamp, because Simon Says Stamp sells Gina K products. In the description, it will give you all the sizes of all the dies.
And if you're, if you happen to be a member of the Gina K Facebook group, I also have in the guides section in our Facebook page, I have card samples for every single master layout set and idea sheets posted that you can download for free.
Awesome.
Ooh, that Facebook group.
Yeah.
So what do I look it up on Facebook? Just Gina K Designs?
It's Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends.
Nice.
Girl, you got ink on your face. I mean,
I do?
Yeah. You're just rogue. All right, I
is it?
fixed her.
Thanks.
I fixed her. Okay. So now we're finally using the pink that Heidi's been using all day. I love this color. It's called Carnation. And I'm going to ink up my blending brush. Just get some ink on there. This is such a pretty pink for... I'm digging pink for the holidays.
Yay. I do too. I love the pink and blue look for holiday. Love it. Love it, love it.
Me too. So this is a glass mat, so I'm just going to like tap a little bit of that off. Now I'm going to start right on the center of this snowflake. So right in the center, I'm going to start adding some of that color, and you can start to see the snowflake emerging.
See,
from
this
there.
is magic. We should have a TV moment for this.
Yeah, right?
I mean, if you have your TV on and you're not looking at it right now, would you please look at your TV, because this is magically beautiful.
Speaking of TVs, we were talking about this when we were practicing yesterday. We want to ask the audience, what device are you guys watching this live stream
Oh,
on?
yeah.
Are you guys watching it on your laptops, your iPads? Did you guys pull it up on your TV, making it on the big screen? Let us know in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love hearing from you guys when you're watching us live. And if you're in the not live and you're in watching a rewatch, put it in the comments. Do you watch us on your TV, your iPad, your phone? And tell us, don't be afraid to give us more information. Like, is it the TV in your family room? Is it in your craft room? Do you
I
watch
want to get a TV in my craft room. I think that would be fun. I end up like just putting my iPad on all the time on Netflix, but
That's what I'm seeing, a lot of iPad and a lot of laptops.
yeah.
Yeah, a few TVs and phones, but that's definitely the minority.
It's going so fast, I can't even see.
So I'm just coloring basically in the area that the embossing is, just kind of adding a little bit of that color. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. What color are you doing?
I'm doing carnation, but I'm eyeballing that periwinkle for a secondary color.
Ooh, so you're going to do kind of a mix?
I'm thinking about it.
A lot more TVs coming in towards the end.
Those TV people probably needed to get a minute to comment.
Yeah, they had to go get on their phones.
The TV people are at a disadvantage because can you comment when you're on TV?
I don't think you can comment on the TV, but maybe they have, the phone up too on the chat.
If you're on a TV, would you please take a moment to get on something where you can comment and tell us that? Because that's really valuable information.
Yeah.
Like the whole TV audience.
Like,
is
how do you do
missing
it?
the commenting.
I know a lot of people watch our lives on TVs, and they are commenting, but I I just always imagined that they also had it on their phone, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is a way to comment on the TV. I'm not sure.
I mean, these TVs are getting so smart. You can even just talk to them now. They have the AIs built into the remotes.
Oh,
That's
my
not that
gosh.
crazy. You know, like comment, blah, blah, blah. You say it into your remote, and then it's a comment out there. That's not crazy. It could happen.
That's true.
Well, why is there a little voice thing on remote controls?
A lot of them have Alexa and stuff built in now. So rather than searching for something, because most TVs are smart TVs nowadays, so they're a computer on the back end. You can download an app and do everything that way. So rather than trying to search through like the store and everything, you're just talking to the remote and it'll find it for you.
Wow. My TV's still a dumb TV. I don't have all that technology.
Oh, I need a reason to TV shop. Give me a reason.
Yeah.
Oh, love it. Big LG guy.
So I'm just gonna take a microfiber cloth, and you can use a paper towel for this too, and just kind of wipe any of the ink that was laying on top of that embossing powder. And that is just, which camera should I look at here? That's all right.
I like yours way better than mine. Way better.
Check in
That's
with
really
Heidi.
beautiful,
We're gonna do
Gina.
side by side.
Let's see. Oh no, I love yours. I love the way you mix the periwinkle in there. I actually like that a lot.
I touched it with my gluey fingers.
That's okay. All right.
Oh,
So
real estate
now
fiddlers
we're
watching.
going to cut a black panel to go on here. Let me get my tidy towel and clean up my ink mess. Oh yeah, everybody's given us really good answers about what they're watching on.
No, I'm $64.95. I have a dumb TV.
It's me. Okay, so Reed, can you throw the measurements back up there? That's great. Okay, so we're going to cut our second black panel, and like I said before, if you go to that 3.5 inch mark and you just go up to that next longer tick mark, that'll take you to 3 5/8, and then if you go to the 4 3/4 of an inch mark and go up to the next longer tick mark, that will take you to 3.875 or 3 7/8 of an inch. Okay. Now we're just going to create that little black layer again on this card.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right.
I've learned that sometimes working ahead bites me in the butt, so.
You know, I get that. All right, and we're going to go ahead and pop that onto there. Now, I know that I have my card bases around here, so let me just find mine because I think I've been grabbing yours, Heidi.
What, did I grab yours?
Oh, did I put them back here?
Yep, we got some extras though.
All right, that's good. Not mine. You know, right after the live, I'm going to lift the stamp set up or something, and it's going to be right under there, right?
Right where you left it.
Exactly where I put it to be safe, so I wouldn't lose them. Okay, thank you. All right, so now we're going to pop this onto the center of this card base.
I think this is my favorite one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just love that reveal when you blend over the embossing.
Oh, and it just starts magically appearing. I know, it's
Yeah.
so magical, right?
It's like invisible ink.
Okay. Now we are going to make some greetings next. So now I'm going to get rid of these stamps out of the MISTI. Are you still in your MISTI
Yeah.
too? Yeah. Well, if you want to mass produce this one, you can just take panels and just stamp them all and emboss them all just by leaving those stamps right in there. So we're going to do the greetings for this card, and we're going to do the greetings at the same time for our final card, because all we have to do is assemble that final card, and we get to see that 3D embossing folder in action. I can't wait to show everybody how beautiful that is. So I'm going to use this same piece that I used before, and I'm going to stamp a Happy New Year for my final card, but you can do whatever one you want. If you don't send New Year's cards out, you can do an extra Merry Christmas one. And then I'm going to do a Merry Christmas. And this is enough space left for a big one. So I'm going to make use of that little strip here that isn't really good for a big one, and I'm going to stamp Peace, Love, Joy on that, because I'll save this for another card that I'm going to make later. We'll make more tonight, Heidi. At your house, we're going to make more Christmas cards.
My studio is a disaster, so we're going to do what I typically do and carry the things I want to do up onto the island in my kitchen.
Okay. All right, we'll do that.
I have the studio.
We'll do that.
So messy, I end up carrying things into the kitchen. So.
We'll do that. Because nobody else's studio is a disaster, right?
Yeah.
Only yours,
They're all
right?
I've
Yeah.
been in
Tip-top
yours. Yours
shape.
looks great. You like clean up after yourself.
Yeah, not always.
So does Tim. You experts. You keep everything looking functional.
I don't know. Maybe we just do that for you. Did you see what I did here? I pulled this piece of cardstock right off my grip mat. Let's try that again and make sure that that's going to... Okay. All right, so I'm going to just do the big stamps first up here at the top, just because it's a lot to stamp all at once.
I love these stamps. What's the name of this stamp set?
Christmas Star Flakes.
Oh, love it.
There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp this skinny one down here. It's a beautiful font. This is like, these snowflakes are absolutely gorgeous, but just the fonts in here, I would want for other Christmas stamps that I have too. Mix and match. Do you do a lot of mix and match, Heidi?
In our products? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We do a lot of mixing and matching of fonts, yeah.
I just love the idea of having like a whole greeting set like this, and then just taking a day and making a million Christmas greetings. So then whether you're using the Star Flakes or using another set, you can add these beautiful greetings onto it. Okay, so now we're going to do some die cutting. Lots of people watch on TV and then use their phone or iPad to comment. So that makes sense. Well, I know if I was watching on my TV, like I said, I have a dumb TV, so I can't comment or I can't do any of that kind of stuff. It has the YouTube app, but that's as smart as it gets. Doesn't get any smarter than that. All right. So I'm going to cut these out, and I'm going to use a little bit of that Easy C tape to hold all of these dies in place. Heidi's die cutting off screen. She's got her die cutting machine off to the side. I think you're going to do that. You're not going to pull it up, right?
Yeah, I just did mine off screen.
Did you do them all already?
Define all. Two? Yes, I did do two.
Okay.
I thought I was missing one. Yes, I did two different ones.
Okay.
But I changed my sentiments a little bit.
Okay. I always forget the rogue factor.
So you had a family wedding recently too. Your daughter is married, Rena. Lovely.
Yes.
And you have family in your business too. Rena's husband.
Yes.
Your husband.
My daughter.
Your daughters. Yep.
Both daughters, yep. Yes. It's a real family business.
My brother babysits me in this business. We have a mom in customer service, Shandi, her daughter, Satara, works here too. I'm trying to think of what other family members we have here. It's people coming and going. Oh, Tara's 4 children have worked here this
Wow.
summer. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Family business. That rocks. And then, of course, all of your employees that work here, all the staff are family. Everybody feels like family. That was the first thing I noticed when I came to Simon Says Stamp for the first time, and it was many, many years ago that I visited for the very first time, how everybody treats everybody like family here. It's great.
A lot of us have been here a long time. It works out. We spend so much time with each other, so
bet.
it turns into family after a few years. So.
I bet some of you have been here. I mean, Tara has probably been here. Has she been here like longer than like your kids have like?
Oh
were
yeah,
born, right?
Yeah.
When you started
Simon
this
Says
before
Stamp
you
is
had kids.
25 years old, and Tara was here when we started. She and I would go to lunch together. We had other jobs, and dream about selling craft supplies together because we love to craft. And was going to the very early trade shows with me when nobody was on the internet yet, in like I think 2002, 2001. We'd go to a
Wow.
vendor and they'd be like, "You're on the internet?"
Yeah.
Oh no, what's that? But anyhow,
I
things have
remember those
changed.
days. Yeah. Wow.
When were you on the internet for selling? Was that probably around the same time?
So Gina K Designs started in 2006. So we're coming up on our 20th anniversary.
Awesome.
Yep. And that's when we started selling, in November of 2006.
I like the fun fact too. We were talking to my daughter about college and just jobs and things, and Gina was telling her how she used to own nail salons.
I did.
Has a entrepreneurial history, encouraging my daughter to do what she loves.
Yep. And do you know, here's a fun fact that I don't think I've shared with too many people. Do you know what my first online craft store name was? It wasn't Gina K Designs. It was actually, I didn't really have my own, I had my own stamps, but I also sold like lots of other companies' products. And do you know what it was called? I'm almost embarrassed about it now, but it was called stampingfreak.com.
Ooh!
No, I never heard that
Stampin'
before.
Freak, yeah, nobody did. Stampingfreak.com.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
That's cute.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I remember it was very, very long time ago, and I was friends with Nicole Heidi from Paper Tray, and she said to me, "You really should just call your business Gina K Designs."
Be upfront, you know.
Yeah. And she helped me design my very first logo.
I didn't even know
She
that.
actually designed the very first logo for Gina K Designs. It was my
Fun.
signature. She told me to handwrite Gina K, and I gave it to her, and she turned it into a logo.
How many logo iterations have you had over the
Just,
years?
well, the first one, our first colors were black, red, and white.
Oh, red.
Mhm, yeah, black, red, and white. And then we switched to yellow and green. And then ultimately we switched over to the turquoise logo that we are today and modernized it a bit. It used to be my signature, and now it's just a more modern font. Yeah.
Love it.
You've always been Simon Says Stamp? No, you weren't. You were. I know what you were. The Happy Crafter, right?
Well, there's been a few. I used to sell my college books in the 1900s under my eBay name, Heidi Lee. That's my middle name. So originally it was Heidi Lee. And then I was selling Stampin' Up, so I called myself Stampin' Up Hut because I thought these little beach huts would be a cool logo. Stampin' Up wasn't a fan of that. I don't blame them. So I needed to change my name, so I did the Happy Crafter. And then when I was trying to design a logo for the Happy Crafter, it was all these like cheesy grinning faces, which just didn't feel right. Oh, the cheesy grinny faces didn't feel right. So the Happy Crafter, which is our LLC, became Simon after the dog. Simon, the Boston Terrier, he was my dog.
I know.
who now lives forever through the logo and became Simon Says Stamp. So a lot of iterations.
It's a great name, Simon Says Stamp. And when you come to the building here, there are pictures of Simon the dog everywhere. Yeah. It's
Love
really,
that
really
little
sweet.
guy.
Yeah. Oh. All right. Well, what I did here was I put foam squares on the back of the Merry Christmas and Peace, Love, and Joy. And oh no, I dropped them. There we go. And now I'm just going to position these right across the center here. Oh, it just wants to stay with me. I'm using the tweezers. This is why I use tweezers, because everything sticks to my fingers. So I'm going to place this one right here in the middle, like that. And then I'm going to put this Peace, Love, and Joy just underneath, right here, like that. And then, of course, we have to add some of these beautiful gems again.
Fun fact, the largest dazzling gem fits the middle of the snowflake, the bigger snowflake, perfectly.
Perfectly.
Sized.
It's like they were made for them. Perfectly. I'm just going to add a little more here. Put one there, one up there, maybe another one down here. I'm going to try to use that odd number rule. A lot of people say the odd numbers look better than
Is that
even
true?
numbers.
Do you believe, is that true?
It depends. Honestly, for me, I feel like it depends. These are heavy. They're like diamonds. I think that it looks really good to have even numbers. However, sometimes when I do cards like this, where everything is even on both sides, I don't mind having like an even amount of rhinestones in or sequins. Like I feel like there should be one more up here because it would even it out a little bit more since it's the same on the top and the bottom. So what do you think, Heidi?
Well, I put an even number on my card, and you have an odd number right now.
Yes, but I
like
feel
yours
like
better.
You do? Well, I just added an even number, so I ruined it. No, I felt like,
I like that a lot.
yeah, I feel like just because of the way that these are both the same, that having an even amount of gems. But a lot of people feel differently about that. So if you like an odd number of gems, do it. I just find for that particular reason, if it's even like this, to go with an even number. Okay, so now we've got 2 cards completed. Any questions there, Reed?
One question that keeps getting asked is, when are we going to use the Poly-Glaze?
Oh, the Poly-Glaze. Well, we're not going to actually make a card with the Poly-Glaze. I'm going to demo the Poly-Glaze, and then I'm going to show you 2 card samples that I made. And the reason why we're not making a card with the Poly-Glaze is because the Poly-Glaze wasn't part of the kit, and not everybody foils. So that's why we're not actually going to make one together. But when you see the samples, you'll have a great idea, 2 great ideas, and you can jump right in after class and create those as well. And my understanding is that later, Stephanie's going to share those pictures on the Simon Says Stamp blog. So you'll be able to find all of that inspiration, including the cards that we made today, plus the extras that I'm going to show you on the Simon Says Stamp blog. So you'll be able to recreate those. All right, so we're down to the very last card here. And what we're going to do is we are going to break out this beautiful embossing folder. And we're going to break out that gorgeous silver cardstock, which I wonder if I just stuck mine back here. I might have.
Here.
I got it.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. And then we're going to cut down a few other panels. Now, we have a white grounding square here on this card, and we're going to cut that out too. So Reed has all of those measurements for you. All right. So for the smaller white piece, we're going to go cut my star flake out. Now, before you commit to these measurements. I told Reed one wrong thing on here. So you see where the second one says cut one white panel to 3.5 by 4 3/4? That's actually the silver cardstock. So that's my bad, but we're gonna start with that white panel at the top, and we're gonna cut it 3 inches by 3 inches. Now I made this a little bit smaller than this one here, just a tiny bit smaller, because I didn't cut this to any particular measurement, and it's like 3 6/15.38. I mean, it's like something stupid. So this is gonna look just as good, but it's gonna be a lot easier. So if you notice this is just a hair bigger, you can always cut yours a hair bigger if you want. All right, so now we're gonna cut a piece for behind the silver. Oh no, we're going to cut the smaller one, which is 3 1/8 by 3 1/8, or 3.125 by 3.125. Okay, and those two are going to layer together, but we're going to emboss this first. Okay. Now I don't have a master layout set that's this size. Cut this one a little crooked. I don't have a master layout set that's this size, but you can use our square dies. We have single stitched and double stitched squares, which will do a large square that will be perfect for this. And I know Simon Says Stamp has them. All right, so now we're gonna need a piece of silver cardstock, and we're gonna cut the silver panel, look at that, through the magic of smart, this is like a smart TV, right? All right, I'm gonna just trim this little edge off here just so that it's a little more crisp. Okay, and then I'm gonna cut this to 3 1/2 inches by 4 3/4 of an inch. Okay. And then we're gonna cut our final black panel to 3 5/8 of an inch by 4 7/8 of an inch.
I was thinking the same thing, Angela Brooks. Maybe that might need to be a future master layout.
Yes. All right. Good suggestion. I like that. All righty. So you all cut out over there, Heidi? Student?
I am,
My favorite student?
miraculously.
Okay. So now we are going to use the Intracut for this 3D embossing folder. And one of the things about both Simon Says Stamps 3D folders and the Gina K Designs 3D folders is you're going to actually emboss these on the 2D setting on the Intracut. And then you can loosen it just a little bit. These just work beautifully on that 2D setting. They're a little bit, I don't know, Heidi, if they're actually thicker or they're thinner than other 3D embossing folders. But for some reason it works on 2D, but then you loosen the dial a little bit.
Okay, I don't know either. That's a good question.
So we want the texture on this to be sticking out. So you want to make sure that you put your silver cardstock in the right way because the other side is like a craft background. So you want to feel where the bumps are on the inside and then craft toward the bumps. The craft side goes toward the bumps. And then we want to just line that up so it's straight. So I'm just going to do that off of the camera a little bit here, just to make sure that it's straight. And the reason is because this is a patterned, when I say it's patterned, it's not like a random pattern. So if it's not in the folder straight, it's going to look a little wonky. So we want to make sure that we get it in there as straight as possible.
Mine looks wonky. The camera is showing me. This is what not to do.
It's one of those times that it bit her in the butt.
Gina just took time to line hers up, and Reed's gonna put her on camera next.
I'll do the side by side so you can see that.
Okay, so there we go.
So the left side is Heidi and the right side is Gina.
It's not bad, Heidi.
No, it's
not bad,
pretty
really.
on.
It's pretty good. Okay, so we did this, but look at that. I mean, that looks, doesn't that look like a tin roof? It's absolutely gorgeous. I love this silver cardstock. So tell us about the silver cardstock, Heidi, because I need to know more about it.
So it's a craft core cardstock. So like you said, when you cut through it, it has craft colored on the other side. So if we flip it over, you can see the craft. So it's craft on this side. So when you tear it, it's going to tear like that too. Well, I messed mine up because I ran it through the embossing machine again, and I shouldn't have.
I love it.
So I'm going to do another one.
Okay.
But it's okay that I did that. See, I messed it up. But it really, in my opinion, this is the best kind of metallic cardstock to use. I don't know why, but for 3D embossing, show Gina's, because it really embosses so beautifully.
Yeah, it really does.
And it comes in other colors. He's got a whole assortment of metallic cardstock. So if you search Tim Holtz metallic cardstock, you'll see different colors, even of several different sizes. So I'm going to cut another piece of paper really quick and make another one. But
okay, and you know what's really cool about the fact that it's got a craft core is that you could actually sand this. If you wanted to sand this, it would bring the craft color to the surface, and it could really make this cardstock look almost like some sort of metallic aged type of thing, where it would bring a different color in. And then you could also ink up that part of it, because this is non-porous and you can wipe ink off of this, but the craft coming through you could ink. So if you wanted to add a chocolate brown or something like that. What colors does he have this in? Silver?
all kinds.
Like gold?
silver, bronze, metallic,
Oh my gosh.
dual tones.
Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, you know what to do. Get yourself some of that. Okay.
And I
now,
think a lot of it is no longer being produced. So,
oh no. All right, so go today.
yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Get it now.
And if you're a student of this class that purchased a kit, you should keep your eyes on your email box after class this weekend, because Stephanie has been working to send a letter that would give you an additional coupon code, I think, Reed. Does that sound about right? So after class, if you wanted to pick up some additional supplies, Stephanie's working right now to get an email together for you.
Oh, that's
so that you can grab some other Gina K products, and this Tim metallic cardstock made me think of that. So good timing, Gina. So this time I'm lining everything up beautifully so I can do it right.
Perfect. Now I'm going to also add embossing to this white piece, the little square piece that we cut. So we want to add some texture onto that as well.
Which I think on camera is not very, oh yeah, it is noticeable.
Isn't that beautiful?
Oh yeah.
I love this.
I can't wait to
This
do that.
embossing folder is so pretty for, I mean, it doesn't have to be for Christmas. I know that that is a snowflake if you look at it very closely, but it's also, it feels like just a spring cottony fabric too. I think you could use it any time of the year. I don't think you are limited at all to Christmas with this embossing folder. Don't you agree?
Wow, I agree. Reed, do we have any left? Can you look on the website? It's SF, I'm going to show it on Jason.
Yeah.
It's SF344. Do we have any left? That was one of the products that after we did Gina's
Tessellating
kits, we didn't have very
snowflakes.
many in
Oh.
stock of. SF344, F as in Frank, SF344.
We have a few left, yes.
Okay, yeah. So if you didn't get the kit, that is one that you're going to use for Christmas, but you're going to use it any time of the year. I don't feel like it's too Christmassy at all.
No.
But when you get it in the Christmas environment, it's perfect. All right, so we're going to adhere this silver panel onto the black panel. And then we're going to put that on a card base. So you've got your white card bases. We're going to put that on a white card base.
I'm I'm glad you guys have extra stuff for us. Thank you, Reed.
Yes, thank you guys.
So Reed and Brian, are you guys going to go to all these crafters' homes and get them all set up for class too? Because you did such a good job getting us set
Hey,
up.
anytime. Mindy Egan did comment earlier. She wants us to come do her lighting in the studio. It's like, hey, we'll see. Maybe, maybe.
Who said that?
Mindy
Mindy.
Egan.
Hi, Mindy.
Thanks for being here, Mindy.
Yeah. All right, and now we're going to adhere these two panels together. Alrighty.
It's coming together. It makes me sad. Like, I'm excited we're finishing the cards, but I'm sad.
I know, it makes me
class is
sad
almost
too
over.
that class is over.
Stick around though, because Gina has so many.
But I have to show you.
Poly-Glaze
I have to show you
coolness.
my Poly-Glaze samples, definitely. All right, so we're going to adhere this right onto here, although it's almost a shame in a way to hide all of that silver. However, the white really does help bring out the snowflake. I tried it without.
So you guys see we're using the Simon Says stamp adhesive. I just messed up. I messed up the line alignment of my white on black. And the nice thing about our Simon Says stamp tape runner is it's temporary. See, it's blue when it goes on, which means it's temporary. It's not quite, quote, dry yet, which means it's really easy to pick up like I just did. I did it kind of quickly because I was nervous, but you can pick it up off of your paper because it's not quite, quote, dry yet. When it dries, it's much harder to pick up, but that's what's unique about our Simon Says stamp tape. I don't know, other tape, I don't know if very many other tapes are like that, but I messed up and I needed to pick up, and because of that, I was able to, that's why I was like, Reed, show real quick. I want to do this real fast, so sorry to pull out, Gina.
No problem. All right, now I'm going to stack these snowflakes here. So I'm going to just use some Connect glue for that.
And your Connect glue dries?
Clear.
Yes.
And we do have, it's been out of stock for a little bit, but it's coming back. We also have a Connect matte glue. And Simon carries it. It's been out of stock for a little bit, but we do think that a shipping notice is coming very soon for us, so Simon will have it back in stock, which is nice. I like the matte glue for embellishments too, just because if you go rogue, sometimes you go a little outside of the embellishment and it just doesn't have any shine, but it all dries clear. So I'm stacking these two together, and then I'm going to stack that last one. And that's just going to help flatten everything out a little bit.
Oh, I love stacking 3 snowflakes together to make them thick.
Yeah, and you see how like where the paste was, you can almost see it curled up just a little bit by stacking them together. It just helps everything be flat.
Lovely. I am usually too lazy to do this and use foam squares instead, but this is so cool because it's the whole thing, and it serves the purpose of flattening the warped paper if you ever had to do a watercolor or
Yeah,
something.
for sure. And you know, Heidi, you can also stack greetings like that too, and you can use anything. You can use old packaging. You can use anything that you have laying around. You don't have to use your good cardstock. And the thing that's nice about stacking things together is there's no chance that stuff will dent anywhere, you know, because it's solid. All right, so we're gonna
sturdy.
put this one on top.
Sturdy like my 9-pound baby boy.
Make sure that everything's positioned right before I really start smashing down these glittery parts. But your glittery part should be completely dry by now.
Even in humid Ohio, ours is dry.
Yep. I know our class was a little long today, but I really enjoy taking my time when making cards. You know, I think one of the things that we've got to get away from is the idea that we have to be fast. when it comes to crafting. Crafting should be an experience that we enjoy, and we should take our time and enjoy the moment. It's not a race. Unless your husband's sitting in the car waiting for you and you forgot to make a birthday card, then sometimes it's a race.
You'd be surprised what you can whip up real quick.
Yeah, and that might just be from experience. All right, so I'm going to place some foam squares on here anyway. So I am still popping this up, but those stacked die cuts actually helped me make it nice and sturdy and not warped. And the other thing too is if you have a big acrylic block, you can always just lay that on top, and that will kind of help flatten everything out while your glue dries. And then I like cutting these foam squares into little bits, sometimes just for the small areas. If you want to make sure that everything is tacked down, you can do little small areas like this. And I don't even think, these aren't even 1/4 of an inch, so, but you can make your own. I used to be tweezer adverse too, and but I used to watch Mindy Egan all the time, and she used tweezers, reverse tweezers for everything, Heidi, and I started practicing with them, and now I can't live without them.
So it sounds like you're telling me a little bit of practice will go a long way. And thank you, Mindy.
Yes, I am. I'm telling you that you might over time really enjoy how nice it is to be able to kind of hold something up that has something sticky on the back and be able to view it without your hands getting in the way. For example, we can kind of look at this and see where we want to place it. So I'm going to go ahead and place this right in the center here of this piece of cardstock. And then tack down all of those foam squares. And now I'm going to place my greeting right here, and I'm going to pop it up using the squares again. I think these are probably, you don't need a ton.
I mean, I'm the luckiest girl in the world to get to do this with you.
Aw.
Thank you.
I feel the same way. So much fun. And all of you guys, to have like such supportive, fun people in the chat and get to do this all together, tell me that isn't fun. Tell me that's not a blessing.
Thank you guys so much for being here.
Yes.
We're not done yet.
We're not done yet.
I'm not saying goodbye. I'm just reflecting on how much fun this is. Because I've seen the Poly-Glaze stuff that Gina did, and it is crazy good. Are you going to bling up your...
All I'm going to do, because I have that, I love the sparkle paste on there, and I love the sparkle that you get. And I feel like in some ways, because the lighting in the studio is designed to not be glary, you kind of lose a little bit of the sparkle. I always say that with our setup too. It's like you got to see this in person. The sparkle paste is much more sparkly in real life, but I still think we can't go without at least one gem in the center of that snowflake.
Oh, 100%. It's like
Right?
taking a picture of the moon. It never does it justice.
Never, right, exactly, exactly. So we're going to put one big gem in the center. So what do you guys think of this color palette for Christmas? I'm really interested to know what you guys think. If this is, would you use a color palette like this, or are you going to go with a more traditional color palette?
That's a good question. I like this color palette you have in front of you with a pink as well. Are those people that are able to chat with us in the chat? I think that'd be interesting. Oh yeah, give a thumbs up, Crafty Lee. I'm looking at the chat now. If you guys are watching us and you've enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up. That'll help YouTube and it'll help us, you know, get positive reinforcement.
That's the way I clean.
I just pushed everything.
Just push it out of the way. There you go. So there we go. So
These
you can
three
see
projects are Gina's.
all three of those projects. Yeah.
And I went really rogue on my middle card.
Flipping over to Heidi's.
Oh, I love what you did on that one too.
Not per parallel.
Okay, can I just say, out of all the cards that both of us made today, this one is my favorite.
Yay.
Right there. That one is my absolute
And there's no
favorite.
Lime-licious.
And there's no lime.
Sorry,
I hate
guys.
to say it. There's no
who wants my
lime.
Lime-licious ink cube? It's fresh and new and never been used. No, that's a lot of fun with these cards. But now's a good time, Reed, if for us to show your Poly-Glaze.
Yes, okay. So for those of you that don't know what Poly-Glaze is, I'm going to do a 2-second demo. And I've got the fuse machine here. If you've never seen the fuse machine is a laminator that was designed specifically for foiling. There's a button on the back where you can turn it on, and then you can choose your heat setting. For Poly-Glaze and toner sheet applications, you want to go to 3. Now, while this is heating up, I'll tell you that 0 is cold. So if you're using it for rub-ons, or you're using it for vellum, well, you're using it for regular cold laminating, you can have it at 0 and you'll just get the pressure. 1 is for real lightweight vellums and things like that. If you're using fused foiling gel on that, you don't want to burn your paper, so you go to 1. 2 is for a little bit heavier weight vellum. 3 is for toner sheets and Poly-Glaze. 4 is for very, very heavy cardstock, like the 110-pound Nina, if you're printing with a laser printer, or you're using our 120-pound white at Gina K Designs and you're doing printing on that, you need a little bit more heat. And 5 is for very, very lightweight chipboard. So this is something that you're not going to find on a regular laminator. Now, the Poly-Glaze sheets for this design have all of the images, everything except the little spatter image and the little windy things. Is that what we're going to call them, the windy things? So you get all of these, and you get all of these. So tons of snowflakes, tons of greetings for your whatever application you're doing. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to cut a greeting out, and I'm going to show you how the Poly-Glaze actually works, and then I'm going to show you my cards. So you would cut a greeting or a snowflake out of this pack, and then we would pick a foil. So we've got a couple different foiling options. We've got actually hundreds of foiling options on the Simon Says Stamp website, but I really like the 14 karat, I like the sparkling silver, and I love all of our colors like turquoise sea and, oh my gosh, the radiant red. Yeah, we've got some gorgeous foils for the holidays. So I'm going to take a piece of gold foil here, and I'm going to cut that out to be just about the same size as this piece of Poly-Glaze. Maybe just a little bit bigger, because you never want the Poly-Glaze to stick outside of the foil.
We do have a limited amount. Those of you who didn't get the Poly-Glaze kit, because we had a kit with Poly-Glaze and a kit without, if you want the Poly-Glaze, we have a very limited supply of Poly-Glaze still available. I think Beth will be able to link that in the chat, the Starflakes Poly-Glaze that Gina had made for this, to go along with this class. Very limited supply, and one pack, I would, if you're gonna mass produce your cards, get a few, because the dies that come in this kit cut out the Poly-Glaze. Exactly, Terry, you looking for something I can help you with?
You don't happen to have a carrier sheet here, do you? There might be. Okay, perfect. All right, so here's the carrier sheet, and this comes in the fuse. So if you happen to get a fuse, this can look like packaging. Don't throw this away. All right. Now, the one thing I don't have here is my Swiffer duster. I left that at home. I don't. Are there really?
Yeah.
Duster pads?
I know where they're at.
Okay, all right. So,
Yep, perfect.
okay.
We sell them at Simon Says Stamp.
Oh, good. So for those of you that have trouble finding these, because I hear that all the time, Heidi, people can't find these. They sell them at Simon Says Stamp, so you can get these dusters. You want to dust the actual Poly-Glaze itself to remove any dust, because if there's dust anywhere, you're not going to be able to get good adhesion. So anywhere there's dust, the foil's not going to stick. So I always dust the back of the foil too, especially when we're doing dusty things like embossing powder, or maybe just don't dust your craft room, which is like me, I never dust. So, and then we're going to put this into the carrier sheet, and with the folded side going in first, we're going to just let the fuse grab that, and it's going to take it through. Now, I know some of you do hot foiling. This is different than the hot foiling system. The hot foiling actually presses a die plate, kind of like a foil plate, presses the foil into the paper. This is a different technology, so there's two different types of foil. So when you're looking at foil to purchase, make sure that you're looking for laminator foil, and you can find that by ThermoWeb, and you can find that by Gina K Designs. We have our fancy foils. And are there any Simon foils for laminator? Every once in a while you do something special in a kit though, right?
We discontinue them. Every once in a while we do, but once we sell out, it's hard to get them back.
Yeah. So check out the fancy foils and the ThermoWeb foils, and you'll find everything that can be used with the Poly-Glaze. And they're all on Simon's website. All right, so you're just gonna give it a second to cool, and once that's cool, then you just peel off. And look at that gorgeous shine. Oh my gosh, look at that. There you go. Look at that. Wow. It's really foolproof. And what's nice about the Poly-Glaze sheets is they're like a light gray color. So they're not black. So sometimes with toner sheets, you might find that you have black designs, and if any little part of the design gets missed with the foil, you see that little speck of black. But with the Poly-Glaze, you never see it if it misses anything. It always looks perfect. It just always looks perfect. And then you can use the negative piece to make a design using our Poly-Glaze, plain white Poly-Glaze sheets, and you can find them on the Simon Says Stamp website. And you can use black toner sheets also, so the greeting would show through black. If you use the black toner sheets, it would look more like this. Now, I have lots of videos on my channel showing you how to use the black toner sheets and the plain white Poly-Glaze sheets. So you can always check my YouTube channel for that. You can also probably check our last class, because I may have even demoed that, Heidi, in our last class. I think you did for Stamptember. Yeah, oh, and Stamptember, yeah. So make sure you check out those videos. So that you can learn more about Poly-Glaze. But I'm going to show you my two designs that I did in Poly-Glaze.
I love these projects.
Okay, so the first one, I decided to go with a Christmas tag, and I decided to go pretty in pink, and look at that. Wait, let me get the shine. There it is. Oh, wow. Look at the shine. Isn't that beautiful?
That's the Poly-Glaze with the dies.
Yep, so the Poly-Glaze with the dies, and the Poly-Glaze with the coloring stencils, and the Poly-Glaze with the carnation ink. I used the carnation ink to make this. And here I wanted to show you what that spatter stamp looks like. So I did a little bit of spattering behind here. And then this ribbon, this twine, is Mayart's gold twine. So if you need some gold twine for upcoming tags, it matches our 14 karat gold foil beautifully. And so I used some Mayart's twine for that. Isn't that nice?
Very nice.
Oh, I love that.
But that's not all.
I know.
But breathe this in. It's so beautiful. Sparkle.
There it is. Look at that. Look at that. That's 14 karat. Now, if you're looking for glitter foils, we have a variety of glitter foils in the Gina K Designs Fancy Foil line, and they're all at Simon Says Stamp. And I made a card using the sparkling silver glitter foil. And wait till you see this one. Look at the glitter in that.
Oh, look at that. Like a diamond in the sky.
Isn't that gorgeous? Look at the leaves. Look at the veins in the leaves. I'm just trying. Look at the Christmas. Isn't that beautiful? And all I did was cut out, for this one, I just cut out a bunch of those snowflakes, and I used the Poly-Glaze, I used the sparkling silver foil over the Poly-Glaze, and I just popped all of those up on a piece of white cardstock, and I just trimmed around the edges to just clean it all up and added those gorgeous gems.
Gina.
Isn't that beautiful? I think this is my favorite.
Show Gina some hearts, please. I am in heaven.
Look at the
glitter
Christmas.
is the secret
Reed,
ingredient.
see if you can zoom in even a little bit more so that they can. Is this it?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Okay, look at that. Can you see in the Merry Christmas the glitter in that foil? Isn't that spectacular?
Oh.
This is one of those cards where every single person is going to stop and, you know, you're going to see that on the mantle and you're going to be like, I got to look at this one up close. It's so spectacular. And if you're looking for that spatter stamp, that is part of this stamp set, the Christmas Star Flakes that we use today. We just didn't use it in a card project, but I used it in my tag project. So there's that spatter stamp right there. There you go.
Yeah, the Christmas Starflake, somebody in the chat asked, are the stamps and dies still available? Yes, the Christmas Starflake stamps and dies are still available. Poly-Glaze is very limited. I don't think we're restocking that when it sells out, so the Poly-Glaze is limited.
So grab some Poly-Glaze.
Look at the hearts for you, Gina.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love that.
Yay, thank you guys for
that.
giving your hearts. Which foil was that silver foil? Do you remember the name of it with the glittery specks?
It's called Sparkling Silver.
Sparkling Silver.
But let me just tell you, before you decide on Sparkling Silver, you have to look at Glimmering Gold, Twinkling Pink, Dazzling Orange, Glimmering Green, Radiant Red, Brilliant Blue. They're all glitter foils and they are spectacular. So if you buy one, you got to get them all because I mean, you will not be sorry. The glitter foils are my absolute favorite. They're so beautiful. And just even imagine just taking those Poly-Glaze sheets and just making tons of sparkly foiled greetings that you can use with other projects.
Yeah.
You know, and adding that little bit of, you know, gold sequins to play off the gold greeting. So many uses for Poly-Glaze and foil. And Christmas cards, holiday cards, there's never a better time to glitter and sparkle and shine, right?
Yes, well, absolutely agreed. We're wrapping up the class. The hearts are coming. I love that you guys are showing Gina positive feedback. Reed's going to do a side-by-side so you can see the variations that I did a little bit rogue. Side by side here, let me lay these out a little bit differently so they show up. How can I get these so they show up? Is that good? No, that good?
That's good. Yeah, there we go.
Too much hand in the shot.
Yeah.
So you guys can see the variations of the cards that Gina made. Even in this, you know, I just swapped out some of the sentiments, swapped out some of the colors. So you know, you can like just make and make and make for days. So. I don't even know what else to say. So
well, you know, Stephanie's going to post pictures of all of these, so you'll be able to kind of remember all of this inspiration that we made today. So don't worry if you didn't get screenshots or anything. All those pictures will be up on the blog, including the Poly-Glaze ones. I'm going to take pictures of those right after our class.
Oh yeah, we got to give pictures of Stephanie. She'll post that Simon Says Stamp blog. Yeah. Thank you to all of you for joining us on live or rewatch for the class. Thank you to Gina. I mean, really the unicorn, the best. Look at all this. Thank you for coming to our studio. Reed, did we miss anything that we need to do before?
Housekeeping things. So the first one is, if you made along with us, don't forget to use that hashtag SSSXmasJulyGKD. Share it on social media. That's Facebook, Instagram, anywhere that you are, we are. So we want to see what you're making along with us. Tomorrow, there will be more projects coming. So there's going to be some things on our YouTube channel. Check out the YouTube channel tomorrow.
More makers have these products and are going to show you more ideas for them. I love that.
Oh yeah, this couple more. And one other thing, this video will never be deleted. Feel free to go back and watch it anytime. Pause, and if you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'll be looking at those as well and answer them to the best of my ability. And then the final question is, when are we going live next?
Before I answer that, I wanted to just tell everybody that if you didn't get a kit, it's okay. These products are still available. And when are we going live next? I know we have a graphic we've been working on for Monday. Ooh. So can I tell people that? We do, I don't want to overuse the word surprise, but we do have something really special coming that we're going to be announcing on Monday. So you'll want to tune into the Simon Says Stamp YouTube channel at noon Eastern Time Monday, and we will be making that announcement on something new that we'll be sharing with everybody for the upcoming, I'll say season, maybe not Christmas, but season coming up. And
I know what it is.
I mean, trick or treat, baby.
Maybe.
Whatever. I mean, that's all I'll say.
I'm gonna have to end it. Like this might be it.
Okay.
For too much
well,
info.
thank you all for joining us, and thanks to Reed and Brian. Huge high five.
Heck yeah! Thanks for
Huge
joining us.
thank you to Gina.
Yeah,
Thank you for making this happen. Yes.
So much fun. Thank you for having me.
Have a great day, everybody. Have a great weekend. Toodaloo.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.